all begins today. Another curling season from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We'll have the Olympic trials from Brandon, who will represent Canada in men's and women's play in Nagano. Also ahead, men's skins games, women's skins game from Thunder Bay. And then in the new year, the season of champions. Who'll win the mixed? Who'll be the seasoned citizen champion? Will Sandra Schmirler defend her Scott title? Will Kevin Martin win his way back to the Labatt Brier? We'll have a new junior world champion for you, and ultimately from Kamloops, another world champion. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much. Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is here on TSN. No one has dominated women's curling in Canada like Sandra Schmirler, 5-time Saskatchewan champion, 3-time Canadian, 3-time world champion. No one has ever done that. There's reason to smile. Not the face we're used to. Marilyn Bodogh. It was a disappointing Scott Tournament of Hearts for the defending Canadian champion, but we know Bodogh will be back. And here at this FlexiCoil Invitational, to begin our season, the champion will pick up $13,000. The runner-up, $9,000, total of $30,000. And look at the field, Canadian and world champions included. And out of this Invitational 8, 4 remain alive. Schmirler and the former Kelley Owen, now Law, Marilyn Bodogh, and Shannon Kleibrink. Welcome to Sask Place and the FlexiCoil Curling Classic on TSN. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to the start of a brand new curling season here on TSN, and no better way to begin it than here at Sask Place and the FlexiCoil Curling Classic, the richest bonspiel in the world, invitation only, 24 men's teams, 8 women's teams, and many of them using it as a tune-up for the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials, which go 2 weeks from now in Brandon. Lots of money, as we say, $180,000 in total prize money. And you can't have curling without, of course, Lyndon Ray.
Well, there's a lot of cash on the line here, but it's the payday that people will like, but it's also the mark, the statement going into the Brandon Olympic trials as to who's hot this year. And in the women's side, it's been a wonderful field. 7 out of the 10 teams that you'll see in Brandon have been playing here, and a wonderful group of teams playing very well, having a chance to play the 4-rock free guard zone rule for strategy, and playing on arena ice, which is very different than curling club ice.
Well, it's been a tremendous field, and you're right, show me the money. It's big, big money, big time money, the biggest in the world, actually. It's been a terrific event. FlexiCoil, Bill Hunter and Al Clausen have done a wonderful job. They've had the best teams in the world here, and it comes down to the fact that only two teams missing, David Smith and Mike Harris, of the field that we'll see in Brandon. So you're right, Linda, it's been a terrific warm-up.
And look at our start to the day. Sandra Schmirler and Marilyn Bodogh, the past 2 world champions, are face-to-face. And you have to look at Sandra Schmirler. Can anybody beat her? That's what people are asking. World champion from last year, had a baby in September, but looks so strong. And when you look at this team, it's not the fact that they are spectacular that you come away from the ice saying. It's they don't make mistakes. They are consistent, they don't make the sweeping errors, and they don't make the throwing errors, and that's what's going to win.
Well, it's the best ladies unit that I've ever seen. There's no question they make none of the small mistakes. But Marilyn Bodogh, she's back and she's tough. She knows the offensive side of the game. I think it's time for Marilyn to become Marilyn, be a little bit more flamboyant like she always was in the past. I think that relaxes her. And when she gets that relaxed feeling, she's tough to beat. No one knows this side of the offensive game better than Marilyn. This could be a tremendous matchup.
It could be, and someone wants to make a statement going into Brandon. Vic?
Well, the championship trophy, including the Husky Challenge Cup, which will go to the women's winner.
Let's watch one in the POV.
Marilyn Bodogh
Watch that up for
against Sandra Schmirler. Both world champions.
Time now for the
Boy, it's too early to be surprised. We're on TV, and we're also on the internet. You can, as always, send us your questions, your comments, curling@tsn.ca. I hope you're with us. It's the start of a big day. 6 continuous hours coming up on TSN.
Setting the standard for excellence since 1952, FlexiCoil is a Canadian company with vision. Through innovation and technology, we're becoming the global leader in seeding, tillage, and spraying equipment. We provide an advantage to farming partners in Canada and around the globe through our commitment to quality, service, and education. Together, we will lead seeding trends by providing customer-specific solutions. Experience what the world has already discovered. FlexiCoil, setting the standard.
Canadian amateur sports is growing, and Husky Oil and their dealers are proud of their community involvement in university athletics, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and football, women's Super League curling, AAA baseball, alpine skiing, Western junior hockey, and local golf promotions. At Husky, we're proud to support our Canadian teams.
Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
There's a reason a certain organization chose Plymouth Breeze for its people. Compared to Honda Civic, the Breeze offers a lot more car for the money. There's a larger engine, longer wheelbase, and plenty of room for kids, dogs, and all your stuff, which is important because it makes it real easy to pack up and go, especially when you're in a hurry.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Canada's top sharks come out to play in a nationwide contest of skill and cunning. Top honors are in the pocket for one great player. The number 7 8-ball challenge continues Saturday on TSN. North American neighbors and rivals clash in World Cup qualifying action. Join us in Vancouver as the USA battles Canada in World Cup qualifying soccer action. Sunday, TSN.
Curling Classic is brought to you by FlexiCoil, setting the standard. By Husky Oil, a distributor of mobile lubricants. By Chrysler Canada, official sponsor of the Canadian Olympic team. By Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance. And by JVC, technically perfect, perfectly simple.
It's one of the nicest buildings you'll see in Canada. Saskatchewan Place. Nice to be back. We were here for the Labatt Brier in 1990, Scott Turner of Hearts in 1992. And it's time now, first one of the season. Let's see how he'll do. Here's Ray with reading the ice. Boy, the pressure's on right away.
Is it ever? Well, you're right. It's a great building, Vic, and it's been tremendous ice surface all week. First of all, the center guards, and with the 4-rock rule, we see a lot of center play. About 2.5 to 3 feet with both turns. Very consistent. Going around the corners, you don't see it much out there, but it is 3 feet. It'll move into that side of the ice. Now, what to watch for? The slide path. This area here, because of the 4-rock rule, has a tendency to flatten out a little bit, and it may fudge a bit, especially as we get further on into the week. It's a wonderful building. It's a warm building, which can affect the ice surface. Linda?
Well, it has had problems in the slide path with the time that the rock takes to go down the ice. We measure those times for 2 reasons. We look at the ice surface to see, is it a really good ice surface? The higher the numbers we get on an ice surface, the better it is, the players think. And of course, we're also going to track those times for you during a game so you can see the perfect shots. And the perfect takeout takes about 9 seconds between the hog line. And for those that are interested, that's 72 feet that it travels. Hack weight is about 12 seconds, draw 14 seconds, and a guard can be up to 16 seconds. And the players throw a lot of guards, and they have to be careful not to give them too much weight.
Lyndon Ray mentioned the fact that we're playing the international 4-rock free guard zone. So we're playing international time rules as well. That means 75 minutes total time, no timeouts. As you take a look at the two skips, world champions both. Sandra Schmirler in the foreground has won it 3 times. Marilyn Bodogh has won it twice. We would, ladies. So let's begin our brand new season here. First stone by the Schmirler lead, Marcy Gooderite.
Let's talk quickly, Dick, just a little bit more about the ice surface. Now, there's been a little bit of concern, Linda, about some of the stones, so they've really been careful in matching the stones. You know, everybody has an opinion on certain things, but I talked to Vic Peters, who played on this sheet this morning and actually lost his game in this sheet this morning. He said, Ray, the pebble held up, even though the building got warm throughout the whole game, so it wasn't fudging as it was a little bit last night when I was out here watching the draw. But there's so much play with that 4-rock rule in that slide path area, that 4-foot area, that later on in the day, as I mentioned in the Reading the Ice segment, it will flatten out and you have to be so careful. Very hard to judge the draw weight.
It is. We saw some skips making fairly large mistakes near the ends of the game with their draw weight and even their guard weight because of that. So it is something we'll track throughout the game. You saw the first stone slide very easily into that 4-foot area. And that's a good sign for the start of the game.
And something new to our telecasts, you'll notice in the upper left-hand part of the screen, you'll be able to follow along now as Marcy Gooderite throwing the second lead stone. And there it is out of her hand and off the screen. So you'll know the end of which we're playing.
And we'll know who has last dropped by which stones are left. So that's going to help us out a little bit, Ray, during the game.
Yeah, okay, that's good, Marcy. Yeah.
It'll certainly help me, Linda.
It's not that we usually make mistakes,
well, and you guys never, ever help me either. I can tell you that. I've gone 12 years. Vic never helps me out in this situation.
Easy. Coming down.
Well, a wide open end, and that was dictated by the fact the first stone was thrown into the rings, Linda, so there's no action here. Both these ladies will go up and down the ice and try and get a feel for what's happening. I think you'll find there's no question that Marilyn Bodogh is a little bit more offensive-minded than Sandra is. And you made a good point in your opening comments. I mean, this team from Saskatchewan, this green machine is exactly that. They are a green machine because they just do not make the small mistakes. The front end is as good a front end as I've ever seen, a male or female. They really know all the small aspects of the game, and they just execute so well. You make a mistake against Sandra Schmirler, and it's the first and last one you'll make in a game because she just will pounce all over you.
That's right. The people that had played her this weekend said, you know, we thought we were going along fine, and then it was one little thing that happened late in the game. They would crack the 2 or 3-ender, and then we couldn't come back.
Good core shot.
And they really look so businesslike doing it. I think one of the big things, when you get to this level, I've been talking to some of the teams last night myself, and you know, you get to this level, really, it's all this, we say it year after year, but it's so true and becoming more and more evident that it's always the small things that makes the difference. This team communicates so well. Yes, they're very good brushers, but more so, they don't make any brushing errors, and they transfer the information from one end of the ice to the other so consistently well.
Give you an idea. You notice we showed you the fact that Jane Hooper-Perreault and Corey Beveridge were both all-stars at last year's Scott Tournament of Hearts in Vancouver. The front end of the defending champions played very well. It was Marilyn who really struggled that year and last February, and it reflected in the result.
But Marilyn did have a very strong game yesterday in the qualifying match. She was playing Sherry Shark, and they came out and they just pounced all over them. And she said, that's what we need. We need to get going this year, and that's one way to do it, have a very strong game.
Well, the other nice thing, Linda, and you alluded to it once again in your opening comments, that actually you covered almost everything in those. We have nothing left, Vic, for the show.
Watch it roll right there.
Was the fact that it's a nice chance for the ladies to get to play on arena ice, because often they don't get the opportunity as many opportunities as the men do. So they're here under arena conditions, and that's very, very different than curling in a curling club.
And it's not just the ice surface, which does vary more dramatically, but it's the fact that, as you can see Kim throwing, the background behind the players, what they're looking at is their throwing is very different than a curling club, and the distractions around you are very different. So it gives them a chance to mentally prepare as well as physically prepare on the ice surface.
And remember that the Olympic trials in Brandon will be played on arena ice at the Keystone Center.
What a show that'll be, folks.
But a different building as well. It's an older building, not like Sask Place, a little smaller, about 5,500 seats. I would think that the ice there might be totally different, the atmosphere a little different than here too, so you have to adjust to that.
No, I think so. There'll be large crowds for sure. There are some good tickets left for those in the area that are interested. But the thing about it, Vic, is that we've been there twice on 2 occasions for world and a national event, the Scott Terma Hearts and the World Championships, and the ice was wonderful for those 2 events. So I anticipate it being the same for the Olympic playdowns, and with the field that we have there, I mean, it's really a neat way for us to start. You know, we get a chance to work for 9 solid hours today, Vic.
And look at the field of women's play. 7 of the 10 teams in Brandon that will be in Brandon are here at the FlexiCoil. Those not include Mary Maditel from down east in Halifax. Ann Merklinger is playing in a bonspiel, of course, in Ottawa, and Allison Goring, who is now the curling professional at the Granite Curling Club in Toronto.
Oh, maybe that's too much, I think. Yeah.
Really impressed with this weekend's event. I came out on Tuesday and did a small junior clinic, which was really fun to do. And then also the week's play. I mean, there's so many good teams. I came out and watched a good number of draws, and it was really fun to be here. First class event by FlexiCoil.
First stone for the skip Sandra Schmirler out of the Kelley Curling Club here in this first end of play. And congratulations to Sandra and her husband, Shannon, England.
Good shot.
They celebrated the birth of their first child, Sarah, just a little less than 2 months ago. So congratulations to the family. In fact, all the team now have had babies. They've made a lot of fun. They've had a lot of fun with it, Linda. The fact that all of them have given birth in the last 2 years.
Here he goes again, Linda.
You know, if you're going to dig the hole, start early.
Do it now.
And don't look for any help from us. you do that every year.
Oh, baby Sarah is here, and she is so cute. Congratulations to both of them.
Well, she started off on the gold trail this year as if she had a little bit of the Scott hangover, but she's bounced back nicely.
Whoa. Clean it. Clean it.
Marilyn Bodogh now in this money round. The loser will pick up
Nice shot.
$4,000. The winner goes on to play for as much as $13,000.
12.5.
You hear Marilyn talk about times, and they are not the times that I mentioned for takeout. They do use a hog line to T-line timing system, even for their takeouts. That system is fine, but the only one that really can measure every shot is the hog to hog. We can measure the draws as well, so that's why we use it.
Yep. Whoa. Just clean. Just clean's good. Yep, clean's good.
So here's a typical takeout, and we'll see that just about 9 seconds, as I was saying. Slides nicely down the ice, and you'll see a little bit of curl from those shots too, which is a good sign for the ice.
Yeah, the ice has been working well all week.
Makes these shots actually a little more difficult. Opportunities to blank are not perhaps as easy on ice that runs a little bit straighter.
Throw a peel here.
Step her weight up. She's talking about peel weight, so she'll throw a little more weight here in an attempt to hit this and roll out of the rings.
Walk first.
Marilyn Bodogh and her championship team as the final stone, as you see, disappears. It's on its way to complete play here in this first end. Bodogh from the St. Catharines Curling Club.
Whoa.
The two-time world champion.
Okay.
Rock first, she'll hit and stick, and she'll be forced to take one. But a very wide open end dictated by that first stone of Marcy Gooderite slipping into the rings results in a 1 for Bodogh. She has the lead. When we come back to Sask Place.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Chris.
Setting the standard for excellence since 1952, FlexiCoil is a Canadian company with vision. Through innovation and technology, we're becoming the global leader in seeding, tillage, and spraying equipment. We provide an advantage to farming partners in Canada and around the globe through our commitment to quality, service, and education. Together, we will lead seeding trends by providing customer-specific solutions. Experience what the world has already discovered. FlexiCoil, setting the standard.
You know, there's a remarkable new tool right now at Canadian Tire that makes a lot of existing tools seem outdated. I'm talking about RoboGrip pliers from Mastercraft. You see, RoboGrip's special design allows it to self-adjust to most any size job with a simple squeeze of the handles.
That's right. No screws or levers to set. Just squeeze and turn. Plus, it's spring-loaded for one-handed operation, not like these regular pliers.
And it comes in 2 sizes, so it's perfect for most any job. Rounded nuts, pipes, flat surfaces, irregular shaped objects. And its offset head allows for easy access to those tight spots.
And RoboGrip's laminated jaw construction makes it so strong, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The new self-adjusting Mastercraft RoboGrip is so versatile, you'll find it indispensable in your house, your garage, even in the garden. So don't wait. Get your RoboGrip pliers today. Available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
Saskatchewan River, we're in Saskatoon for this FlexiCoil Curling Classic on a beautiful fall day. Clear, temperature about +3. Here at Saskatchewan Place, and on the far left is our featured game, and now getting ready to start play is the other women's semifinal featuring Shannon Kleibrink, former champion from Alberta, and her team from the Calgary Curling Club against the defending BC champion Kelley Owen Law and the team from the Richmond Curling Club. The winner to move on to tonight's final against either Schmirler or Bodogh, and you'll see it here on TSN as with Bodogh taking one in that first end of play. Schmirler now has the hammer, the last rock, as we begin play here in the second, and this is the Schmirler lead. Marcy Gooderwright.
Well, the one thing that Marilyn did do, although she was trying to blank in that first end, the fact that she stayed and took the point, she can force the end, she can put up the guard, and that's exactly what she's done. Marcia will try and draw around it, but this will get stones in play.
Yeah, Sandra is threw the first stone into the rings the last end, and you can see where Marilyn, as you mentioned, Marilyn threw the rock out in front. Now these rocks, and you have the Linda rule here, you cannot be behind that tee line. That's too deep.
Linda's law, don't go too deep too soon. A rock in front of the tee line can be made better, one behind the tee line cannot. This means Marilyn can come near the face of that stone and still be shot rock.
You can see how important now the lead stone becomes. If Jane Hooper-Perot glues it on the face of this in the forefoot, this end is on, and it becomes very difficult then for Sandra to get her, not only get her single, but for sure to score any extra points. Once again, you cannot be heavy with these. Top 8, top 4 is fine, but not there.
Okay, Jane.
And by.
That's what I was mentioning when we talked about the ice times that we were showing at the beginning of the game. The fact that draw weight is 14 seconds between the hog line, that is a very fast ice, as we call it. And that means that the players don't have to throw a lot of force behind the stone to get it there, and they actually have to make sure they don't drive too hard from the hack, where the rocks will slide that extra distance.
Go if you can. Line's fine, line's fine. Gotta go. If you go, go. Line's straight. Okay. Hurry!
This is where she's so good. The mistake was made by the Ontario team, and now...
Oh, it's like, hurry!
Get another one in there.
Not a bad shot, though, Vic. Sure, it's a good shot. Much better there than deep.
Still like that?
Remember now, Yellowstone, Schmirler does have hammer, the last rock in line 1, covered now, sitting back 4. Second stones. Corey Beveridge.
We'll see what kind of finish the ice has, because that guard is very tight to the rings, and they are trying to come around it. If they can get around it nicely and still bury behind it, that means the ice has good finish.
Even half around is fine, Linda. Just get any kind of an angle. Just can't be heavy once again. You can't.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, Corey.
Got by too much and a little bit too deep again.
I go on this.
Wanting to hit this, not stay there, but roll over to this area here. Get away from the forefoot.
Oh, yeah.
Could you get across enough of the face of that, Linda, to get the roll in behind cover and sit on top of that one at the back of the four?
I don't think so, and I don't think you'd want to try it, because the worst thing you could do is sit there and leave the pocket.
Gotta go, guys.
But it's a very good question for your first one of the year, Nick.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Okay.
All right, so she did. She sits right there. What's the danger here? What's she left?
Well, now Marilyn has the opportunity of just sitting down on, coming down and sitting on top of it. Now you can't. You could also make the double if you just hit it a bit on the outside if you wanted to play the takeout.
Let's play the hit.
There's your call.
12 and a half skid here.
Just has to hit a little on the outside and make the double.
Corey Beveridge, who is in her final year of studies at McMaster University.
Hurry! Hurry! Hurry!
Kim Gallard, Jane Hooper-Perot on the front end, outside, get them both. She'll drive it by and kill that stone at the back of the 12.
That was a big shot, obviously. If she just could get that rock, catch the corner of the Yellowstone and get it moved out of there. Now this gives Sandra a tremendous opportunity. As we mentioned already, they very often take advantage of these kind of little things.
Jan Betker is closest to the stone. Marcy Gooderite out in front.
Oh, nice shot.
And exactly what she called for. She'll roll it T-line, 12 foot.
Yeah, I think we gotta hit that one.
This was a nice roll that she got out here. Had she rolled the other way, for example, into this area here, then it allows the Ontario team, Marilyn, to get the rocks back together again. Now with the outside roll, she's going to have to hit this and try and roll into the 8-foot area. That's all she can expect.
First to the third stone, Kim Gallard.
Hurry! Hurry! Come on, guys, come on! Come on, push! Push, push! Come on. Okay, Kim.
They were hoping to sit there because now obviously Sandra has a chance to draw the stone wherever she wants it.
Try and get in here.
As opposed to having to hit that rock and maybe make a mistake.
Or else we do this.
I don't mind going up inside.
I'd rather try that.
You gotta come in here. That one's behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this up here. They make the roll. Let's try this. We get that. That's fine too.
24
they talked about doing this as well.
That's fine too, even. What? Like that's not bad either. There.
Yellow one. 24. King, king. Yep.
Jan Betker. Now, if you go to the open side, as Sandra suggests she didn't want to do, they get the chance to hit and roll. But if you exchange stones perfectly, if they don't make that, you're going to get your 2, and that's what you want with last rock. So why not play to the open side and look for the 2?
Well, it certainly is an option, and it's something I think Jan preferred to play. Sandra just said if we make a mistake and give them the perfect hit and roll, we're really in trouble, and that's why she wanted to try and get there first.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Needed to hit a little thicker.
A little bit strong and not quite the right line.
If she makes the good come around, though, as Sandra suggests, she could really, put a lock on this end. She didn't make it. She almost chipped the front one on to lie 3, which would have been option B and not a bad one, but this does give Marilyn a good chance to hit this and get the roll over in front of the stone in the 4-foot. Possible double as well if it curls more than you anticipate.
Close. Well. Nope. No. No. Whoa. Off. No.
Staying right there.
This may be one of the straightest pieces of ice, the side of the 4-foot band. It doesn't seem to be because of that band or anything. It just is a little bit straighter than even wider out on the side of the 12-foot or near the center.
Even a nose is good.
Yeah.
Jan Betker. As we played third stones here in this second end with Marilyn Bodogh leading 1-0.
No, nothing, no.
Oh, and this is a very big rollout and a break for Bodogh.
Yours, that was the same, I think. It's more ice than I gave you. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we should have played a split on the first one, hey? Could have got the split on the first one. Yeah, oh no, we could have. Top 4. Edge is good. Edge?
Are you going to blame that on the pen?
I knew you'd say something. I'm blaming it on the fact that we didn't work into the budget this year, my trip to Florida for the Telestrator School.
It was just that we started a little earlier this year and they just couldn't quite fit it in.
And we also noticed that Telestrator School was a lot of golfing last time you went.
Little suspect when I left with my golf clubs and golf shoes.
I think the Telestrator was still at TSN.
Yeah, that's right. I knew you'd bring that up, though. Like, I make one small mistake. First show, 9 hours we have to do today.
Skip stones. Marilyn Bodogh looking to take advantage of that rollout by Jan Betker.
The other benefit for Marilyn, that little chip over of the guard has given her a little bit more room by it if she can get there.
No line at all.
Where is it?
No line at all.
Now a little bit strong as
Going
well.
over this, huh?
I don't. Okay. Yeah,
Well, this is a golden opportunity for Sandra.
that's 5.
Marilyn commenting on the draw weight, but it is about the same according to my stopwatch. Just have to be so careful you don't drive hard from the hack.
You don't kill yourself first. A little quick down there.
Yeah. But it's like what, yeah, it's like what you, it's a 24 there.
Yeah, I threw,
But this is something, too, that
2 in practice here.
Sandra and her team can't look at what Marilyn's thrown and judge the ice by her throw. They have to go by with what they feel and what their watches tell them, correct?
That's right, and they have played on situations during this event when Ray and I were watching the last 2 days where the ice has been this quick down the middle, and they know that, and they just have to get that in their mind.
Nice, good.
Wall line.
Nice.
Wall line if you can.
From the hog line, first skip stone for Sandra Schmirler, who does have hammer.
What do you
The
got?
hammer here in this
There it
second
goes.
end of play.
Yeah, should be about 14.
Yeah.
So that if they sweep it, they should get it there.
Very fine, very fine.
Great shot.
Nice shot, Sandra.
While they traded chances back, Sandra gave it to Marilyn. She didn't want it. She handed it right back.
But that's what I mentioned about the lack of errors, because remember when you see these times, even if the rock is about half a second to a second wrong as far as being too light at the hog line, the sweepers can take that extra distance. You have to make sure you throw it to the sweepers.
Well, we want the double.
Well, it's been an end where there's been
Well, I think
advantages
we
go
gotta
back
try
and
it
forth
anyways.
because Marilyn certainly had a chance to get out. We'll listen to them
You know
talk.
what I mean? If we hit it in the right spot, it might take the back one out. Got to hit right there. Like half a rock, eh? What are you going to throw?
Marilyn Bodogh, who
Like this ice, a little bit less.
won a world championship in 1986 and then repeated the world championship 10 years later. And her final stone, facing 2.
Whoa. Oh, great loss.
I think she was a little outside.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
She says nothing.
Okay, Marilyn.
And that's what she gets, nothing. And the big miss opens the door for a possible 3 for Schmirler here in this second.
Oh, yeah. Just as keen? Yeah.
And it's been a struggling end for the entire Bodogh team.
This is, like, that's setting it back is not an option.
No.
Not in that keen stuff, because that's not gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
She pick up on something that Marilyn did?
She's saying it's release sensitive, that if you slide out a little tight of the line of target and put it back away from the broom, then it's not going to come back. And she feels that's what Marilyn did with her takeout, especially in the pathway that's very keen. It just slides and slides and doesn't come back.
Nice start. Get the hammer, you get 3 points.
A little more.
That's always a good plan.
Okay, no backing, guys.
It's more.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. No backing.
Any piece of the paint.
Can't hurt it now. Can't hurt it. Unless you burn
We'll give her
it.
3. Marcy Gooderite, Joan McCusker. Guide it down. 1, 2, 3 for Sandra Schmirler here in this second end of play. Now let's go to the other semifinal, featuring Shannon Kleibrink playing Red Stones out of the Calgary Curling Club against Kelley Owen Law from Richmond. Kelley Law with the final stone, the defending BC champion with the hammer. And her last rock in the first end. And drawing against 1.
Your line is fine on
Sitting
the tee.
back 8 foot. She needs a piece of the 4 to score 1.
Have a look on 4.
Linda indicates it's 2.
Hurry. Hurry. That a girl, Kel.
Very
Great
nice.
weight. Good eyes, guys.
Linda tells me now it's 1.
Drawing against 2.
Oh, sorry.
Would you two get together?
Jeez, first game. It's 1, Linda.
Hi, everyone. Brendan Connor in the TSN newsroom. Some hockey news to start your day. Phil Esposito, the general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning, continues to search for a coach after firing Terry Crisp. And we understand and reports indicate that Jacques Demers is going to be that man.
Met with Phil. It was very positive. He felt very confident that I could do the job for him. The reports he had from people I had worked for were very positive. It's very premature to say that there will be a press conference on Monday. Also very premature for sure to say that I will coach Tuesday. All I know is Phil was extremely confident talking with Réjean Houle, and at this time I feel I'm his man.
Well, Jacques Demers has been a pro scout for the Montreal Canadiens since being released as coach by that team. He's coached in Quebec, St. Louis, Detroit, and the Habs. He's been an NHL Coach of the Year, and as he mentioned, he may be coaching as soon as this week.
Moving fast, cruising slow. When you're on the road, there's just one place to go. Husky, like a real good friend. People you count on time and again. No matter where the road may wind, we'll be there waiting down the line, giving you that peace of mind. Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Buy a Dodge Stratus instead of a BMW 318i. And the money you save can go toward your registered retirement savings plan. Or not.
Welcome back to Saskatchewan Place, Sask Place, and TSN's coverage. The start of another season. Championship curling, the FlexiCoil Curling Classic, and in this women's semifinal, Sandra Schmirler picked up 3, taking advantage. Marilyn Bodogh mistakes to take a 3-1 lead as we begin play here in the third, and the Schmirler lead. Marcy Gooderwright, who works for the Cooperators as a systems analyst.
It was an interesting end, Linda, because really Marilyn had a chance to get out. It was a well executed end by the Green Machine from Saskatchewan, Sandra's team, and then Jan gave them a little bit of a crack, and they weren't able to step on it, and then a couple of good shots. The last shot of Marilyn, as you mentioned, she looked she must have put it back, because she slid out inside and put it back to the broom because it just didn't curl an inch.
Go there.
Linda Ray, we're playing 4 rocks. We may as well, as we look at Jane Hooper-Perreault and her husband, of course, Pat Perreault is part of the Wernick team, and Ed Wernick, the 2-time world champion, has qualified for the Final 4 in men's play, and we'll see him later this afternoon. 4 rock rule, you have a chance to get guards out in front, but it truly is at 4 rocks a race to that 4-foot. I mean, does anybody ever consider putting the second stone out in front as another guard?
Oh, yeah, sure. You can,
and leaving it there?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
but is the score dictate the fact that she goes there now?
Yeah, it's not necessary for her. She can't take it off, so she'll just put it. She's basically in a defensive mode right now, and so she's got the 2-point lead.
So the main difference is with the rule of 4 rock versus 3 rock. You can't take a rock out of the area between the hogline and the house until after the 4th stone of the end comes to rest, hence 4 rock rule. But also you saw the other major difference, no opposition stone can be removed. So in the 4 rock rule, you can try and run back, that is play a takeout on a guard that belongs to your team onto an opposition rock in the house. If you don't make the shot perfectly, it's still okay.
Oh, wow. Absolutely great brushing. Absolutely brilliant brushing.
Now that's the case I was mentioning. Now Sandra could have tried the run back on her guard. Instead, she asked Marcia for a come around, which was beautifully made in front of the tee line. If they tried the run back and they peeled the guard off, it would not have been a penalty against them.
Because it's your own stone, of course.
That's right.
You can remove your own stone, but not the opposition's.
And remember with these, some people also forget with this rule, yes, there's a lot of play to center, but you can move stones around. You don't have to not touch the stones in front. You just can't completely remove them from play. So you'll see a lot of taps have movement of stones, but you can't actually throw that big peel weight at them.
Yep, right there.
Just a little too strong again. They're really struggling a little bit with draw weight. Everything seems to be back behind that 4-foot.
And you say so often, you know, you forget about the team thing. You curl up against your opponent, and right now at all positions, the Schmirler team is out curling their opposition.
And they do that often, Vic.
How's the weight? Good, looks good. Nope, can't move it. On her own, can't move it.
The red stone was overlapped a little bit as far as being difficult to remove, and that's why they're not playing takeout weight at it.
Tap it. Gotta get it. Whoa, we're by. You're gonna tap it. Yeah. You didn't really want to do that. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Oops, sorry.
Just want a little more weight than that.
Red stones, the Bodogh stones, they have the hammer.
Like that?
Yep. You can see Marilyn's dilemma, though, because although she has shot rock now, the 2 Schmirler stones are top 8.
What can you see of that?
Full 8.
Okay.
And they can be moved up easily.
The angle freezes the shot, though. She's called the right shot, in my opinion. Put the angle freeze right on this area here.
This is 3. Is that a lot of ice? That was there. Want more? What would you give Jane? No. Okay.
Angle freeze it right on the yellow stone.
Yep. 8-foot. Yep. How is it? Yep. Eat it. Yes. Whoa. Is it tapping? Yes. Frozen. Whoa. Yes. 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 Yes.
Look at this one hook on her.
Whoa.
Wanted it on the angle more so than straight on the nose like that, Vic.
We can pick that red one. I can see almost half. Like shot stone.
We might pick our own up.
This? Yeah, you can see like half.
Oh, can you?
Almost half.
It's the stone they're talking about here.
Then I suppose if you get the 3 off there, that's not bad. Hey? I think it's worth a try, don't you? Yeah.
Like to throw normal weight, eh? Normal weight's not
Oh, yeah.
weight.
Yeah, you gotta throw normal.
Want to throw normal at it?
Yeah.
I'm not, as long as if we hit this, we get it out of there.
Yeah.
We don't just want to touch that.
Great. Okay.
Well.
It's not going to move with normal weight, right?
Okay, just normal then.
Normal.
Where can you see?
Just a little bit less. Right there.
Okay, just normal. You don't have to throw tons, eh?
Right.
Okay, let's go.
Looks like a lot of ice.
So we just want to hit.
I take there for the nose.
Okay. All right.
It's got to move a bit.
Yeah.
Going after shot rock.
Well,
The second of the second stones. Joan McCusker said it wouldn't move very much with that kind of weight. Get enough. Very nice.
That's a nice pick for her, I tell you. That's a tough shot.
A sigh of relief from Joan McCusker.
Juggle them around a little, eh?
It's a shot that Joan wanted to play as well. You can see she threw the up weight to keep the line and just catches the corner and pushes it off the button.
It just didn't move until then.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shot.
Very nice shot.
Joan talked Sandra into it. I mean, Sandra knew it was there, wasn't sure about playing it. When do you concede to the person throwing that?
Hurry!
Yeah, okay, I'll let you have it. I'll let you try it.
I think Sandra wanted to play it. She just wasn't sure about ice, and they worked it out well.
On the guard. Okay, Corey.
Well, it's just
All right.
strictly execution at this point.
Schmirler, Yellow Stones, line 2.
Well, they can make the nose double, eh? I think we got to guard it.
Yeah.
Same spot that one. We definitely want to guard this one for sure. Can lever that, right? In the same spot that guard was good.
What?
The same spot the guard was before is good.
Like halfway to tight.
Or a little bit more this way.
I'm just worried about the weight. Okay, real keen.
It is very fast, so they have to be careful sliding out, controlling that weight. You notice they're protecting the redstone top 12 as opposed to shot rock, which belongs to them. The reason being they want to prevent a double takeout.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, no,
no,
no.
No,
Now watch as it keeps sliding. They're not going to sweep it because they want it to stop now.
Whoa.
They sweep it more, it curls more. Even at that, it curled quite a bit.
I can see half of it.
Twelve and a half.
Kimball Gillard is also interning presently at IBM.
Uh-oh. Whoa. We're peeling.
She missed the front rock by a good 4 or 5 inches.
Okay.
And
Guard, I guess.
Yeah, like that. Then what does she have?
Well, we could play off that, but then if you ever do something like that, they make that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't see any of this probably.
Well, yeah, about.
she's talking about the guard out here.
Hardly any, just the edge.
Marilyn will have this
Well,
shot
this is
here
second
as a
shot,
last
so-
resort
Yeah.
to come
We can have one
across.
there.
Yeah, okay. Certainly no more weight, that's for darn sure, right?
Okay, you had there. We need a little more, eh?
Yeah.
You're going to go out a little bit farther.
I think I can throw the same weight, eh?
Same weight?
No.
Good communication. They're moving slightly outside the 4-foot band, the very keen band, so they're just making sure of the weight between the sweepers and the thrower.
Is it?
How's the
Line's
weight?
good.
Got more weight here.
No.
We're might be tight for line. What do you got?
Whoa! Whoa!
Are we bouncing off this one? No.
No!
No, 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 no. Tick, tick.
That's good.
Good.
Got to try and get both those off the front.
Like, is there even a double peel there with losing the shooter?
What do you like?
There
Huh?
isn't, I don't think.
How far apart are the two guards? Lots.
We got to almost hit it on the nose, don't we? We can't.
They're worried about trying the double peel and not being able to bounce the shooter away from the center line area as well.
They can get both the yellows, you're right, Linda, but it's where the shooter will stay, and it looks a little, you heard Kim say that to get the double, I think the shooter will stay there.
Linda, is there any draw possibility there to get to that one that's sitting at the back of the fourth? Could you try to draw in there?
The outturn draw, you mean,
Yeah.
Vic, and it may be possible over there, but this is the shot. There's lots of rocks to come yet. You got to get the front open somehow.
Good shot.
Yeah, that is a good shot.
I think so.
Now there's no
that's
outturn draw, is there?
All we have to
No.
do is guard that. Yeah, I think so.
Skip stones to come here in this third end of play with Schmirler
Didn't you think
out of the Kelley club in Regina,
If anything,
leading 3-1.
I wasn't wide, was I? We had a lot of ice.
Same ice I gave Corey, but Corey was tight.
Don't, not too much.
I think this would be pretty close to being
Yeah,
right
that's
in
what.
line.
Well, that's what you were right in line. So.
Okay.
Well, we could play that hit and roll. No.
I like this.
Like the guard again?
This was the shot that Sandra alluded to momentarily.
This is the same ice Jan had.
Play the guard. How was the circle, Vic?
That's good.
Better.
Over there. We can show them without them. Yeah.
No, if it's like that on the last game of the World Championships in Kamloops.
You don't want them to get a hit roll behind that. Yeah. You don't want to leave them a hole either to get a hit and roll behind there, because then we're looking at giving up a few if we make something.
This ice is good, and this is the key stuff.
It's just as keen out here?
Yeah. Jan had a little bit more. But yeah, it's key.
It's always a nice thing. Sandra was a little bit indecisive talking again about the hit and roll, but the last thing the sweepers say, especially Joan, this is the right ice, this is the keen spot, just throw it, we'll get it there. And that's always a nice thing for a skip, having that positive planted in your
Looks
mind.
like lots, eh? Like a bum?
Whoa, whoa,
Over curl.
right over
Go,
curl.
curl.
You can see right as it gets into this path, it really goes sideways.
No, not at all. No.
Stop! Stop!
All right, that's good. Nice shot. Atta girl.
Do you like this?
Well,
Is that
you could
as a last resort?
certainly
I think.
run this one
Oh my
through.
God, I feel Kari's going here.
This is the last resort. They're talking about hitting this one, coming off of this one over here.
I think, well, first of all, even if we peel the guard, she's just going to put it up.
I know.
Okay, but we have no chance of getting a shot rock right
Is there
here.
anything off that one?
They talked about the run back on their own as well.
Anything off there?
That's the one Linda's talking about, driving this
Got
one
across
back.
the face.
Do you want to try this now? Or do you like peeling? Draw? You can't draw and be shot, eh? Yeah, if we come this way.
How much do I have to hit?
Try it now?
I think so. How much do I have to?
You have to throw like pretty big weight because we
catch
have
it
to get a
there?
lot of movement.
Catch it there?
Yeah.
Just
Can't hit.
there, right?
Yeah, pretty skinny. Because we got to roll. We're rolling across the face of the rock, right? We got to play the outturn. I think.
I wouldn't play it now, Linda. I'd leave that one. That would be my. I would try to get the front off somehow or
What will that
draw.
open?
Well, not open. Just
Run-
try and tap it
run this one
straight
here.
back. Maybe move something around.
Yeah,
I think that's
so.
what I'd
That's
play.
what I would play too, I think.
Want to try that first? And if anything, open it up maybe?
Kevin Martin, of course, would hit this one, getting rid of that
Straight
one
back
and
to
that
here.
one,
And if we
It's gonna run straight.
everything else in
What-
sight.
we want to throw like a 13,
Yeah.
I think 13.
Straight.
Because if anything, we want to juggle something around in the house, right? So we don't have to hit this. Just off nose. Just off nose. With a 13. Try and move something around in there.
I certainly wouldn't have played the outside one until I maybe had to. This is a good call.
Well, we talked about that one first. Do you like this ice with 13?
According to the other pieces of ice we've seen, this is the straightest spot, edge of the forefoot. That's why she's pulling back the takeout weight a little bit.
Needs this for her confidence as well. Just off nose, she said.
Stay with it. Whoa, we're on the top one. We're on the top one. Okay.
But did she give herself an opening? Now, do you just guard those?
There for a double to give us one.
I'm not convinced I would have played it with that weight, Linda. She was just playing to tap it back, I guess.
Well, she talked about a little bit more weight than that, I think, in her conversation.
She can't get shot rock off that. How does she get, because this is partly covered, eh?
I'm talking, she plays this and hits this one. Hits this, and she plays the double and hits this one here. I guess to get that one out, yeah. You like the guard?
The guard now with what turn though?
And even if we bounce off that one and move that one over there.
See, are we going to leave her that shot out there? Go.
The guard is what they're talking about right in here, filling this hole.
That's her only shot to get both of those out of there, right?
Well, she does have shot. It's possible to do that too. Tough, 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 tough.
You can't protect them all.
You can try and come right through the hole and draw here.
Yeah. But if you ever touch the, you don't want to touch the yellow one, because that she can't make that double there.
Through the hole? No.
No. She's got nothing off that. She hasn't got shot rock off this.
Updating the other women's semifinal here at this FlexiCoil Classic. Kelley Owen Law with a steal of one in the second to lead Shannon Kleibrink of Calgary 2-0 as they play the third.
Well, she'd have to throw it really, really hard and hit this one right here and hope that one squirts up.
And then what happens to this?
Yeah, maybe.
Right there. No, that one's going, if she makes that 8's coming here.
But you don't want to leave her the raise.
You can't stop them all, ladies.
Triple. Yeah.
Pretty tough for her to make that raise and get both of them out too.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty tough.
Yeah. So
You
what
want
do
to
we
play
want
a long guard? Try and sit it.
Well, I think that's pretty much, I give her that. God. I don't, she can't make that.
Okay.
That's, because right? If she makes any
They start
contact
with
that
75 minutes.
So what don't
No
we want?
timeouts, as in Canadian
We don't want to touch
play.
that yellow
International
guard.
play,
That's her only
no
shot.
timeouts.
Right? To
But
play that
extra
double.
time on the
Just still
clock,
not
3
here.
minutes.
It's still really tough. We don't want to touch the yellow guard.
And so
Put it in the hole, I think,
They're talking about putting it in the
Guard the
hole.
hole, because then she's going to play to get, if we don't guard the hole, she's going to say, we're probably going to steal 2 if she doesn't make that.
You heard Jan talk about, she could drive this back here,
Heavy is not an option.
maybe make the double, but
That's,
I don't know if the angle's there or not, Linda.
yeah, that's what I gave you for your guard.
The reason they're concerned, of course, that's the only way that Marilyn could get a bundle, if she could get rid of those 2 yellows. They're not sure she can get rid of both the yellows off the side one. Playing the same turn that they've played, the in turn to get there.
Does she have anything off the, no, that's pretty tough too.
But
Does she have anything off that in-turn one?
This is
On the center line?
typical of what we've seen of the Schmirler team, and it's difficult to argue against it. They talk about every possible scenario, including dropping the stone from up above. I mean, nothing is overlooked.
First thing we do is hit our yellow stone. Can't hit that, can't do that. So
The nice thing is, sometimes when teams do that, they feel distracted when they go to throw. Sandra seems able to park all of that, get into the hack, and be prepared to throw very well the shot that is finally determined.
They certainly covered it all. You could write a book on it.
Little tight. Where's her weight?
In position to steal a couple here, Sandra Schmirler.
Where is it, guys?
Up 3-1.
Line's good.
Yep. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hurry. 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 Hurry.
Whoa, get to the hole if you can. No.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
I do have that.
It's pretty skinny.
I know, but I got it. This one I got a shot for shot. That one I don't have a shot for shot. Right? Corey? Corey?
You heard what she said.
Corey?
This is the one she's talking about, driving right back into that pocket right
come and
there.
have a look.
Hopefully trying to move that one and maybe possibly that one, which would bring into play all these red stones.
It's really skinny. Yeah, but that one I don't have a shot for shot.
This is the other one they're talking about, but there's, you heard Marilyn say.
I don't know how I can get shot. Huh?
Yeah, but can we get, will this one work? Was peel weight? I don't know if we can get shot
How
though.
can I get shot? It's gonna roll off them. Right?
But I think right now we play this, and if they get one, then
engineering
gotta be happy with that, eh? I think I would rather play this.
That's there. That hole is there. I know.
One thing about the longer raise, Linda, is if you do happen to drive it into that
This
pocket,
one?
you could score more than one or two, you know.
And if you get
Absolutely.
one,
The other way, I don't know if you can even get shot rock. This is the one that we were talking about, that you could drive into here. I don't know. I think Marilyn might be right. I don't know if you can get, I'll just wait till they clear a bit. I don't know if you can hit this one here
I know.
and come across to be shot. I think she's maybe right about that.
Sandra thought maybe she could hit the outside part of the yellow one and sort of get them spinning, but that's a very difficult shot.
I can get this one.
Can she throw enough weight at this, do you think, to move those stones?
Well, you have to. I mean, you have to throw it up to take the stone and take right on the inside of the edge of the stone and drive it. You're hoping you drive it into that
Right
pocket.
there? If anything, we want to hit it on the high side.
Yeah.
You're giving me here?
Yep.
What are you throwing?
Okay.
12. Little left.
12 with that amount of ice, she's not looking for any curl at all here. This is
Her first one went very straight with very little
left.
weight, so she's assuming this is the
I'd
same
rather
type
hit
of
it on the high
spot.
side. Yeah.
in danger of giving up 2, trailing 3-1. Final stone. It's Marilyn Bodogh.
Yep.
She saw the shot.
Whoa.
She's wanted to play this
Yeah.
shot.
Wow! Yeah! Wow! Wow!
High side, drive it back into the pocket. No, maybe she'll get it. Plan B. No, she'll give up the steal of 1.
After all that discussion?
Could have been worse. Steal of 1 for Sandra Schmirler, and it's a 4-1 game. As we go over to the other women's semifinal, Shannon Kleibrink out of Calgary against Kelley Owen-Law from Richmond, BC.
Okay, Joe, that's fine.
As they play in the 4th.
Yes, it is.
2-0 as they play the final stone in the 3rd. This is Shannon Kleibrink, the 29-year-old former Alberta champion from 1993, against the defending BC champion out of Richmond. Kelley Owen opened with 1, stole 1, and now the hit to bite the top 8 for 1. And so as they begin play in the 4th end, Law with a 2-1 lead here at the FlexiCoil.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
What is Kellogg's Mueslix? Mueslix cereal has home-baked tastes like delicious apple crisp. Mueslix is an abundance of textures, ingredients like crispy flakes of whole grain, flavors of fruit, cascades of nuts, and crunchy granola. And now we bring you Kellogg's new Apple Crisp Mueslix. Kellogg's Mueslix. Wake up to home-baked taste.
Mondays, get in the paint. Check out what's happening in the game. Keep up on the Raptors and the Grizzlies. Take a look at grassroots basketball in Canada. Shoot it out with the stars of the NBA. NBA in the paint, Mondays on TSN.
It's our Husky Oil key shot of that third end.
Well, it could have been for a bundle if Marilyn could have made this run back properly. There was a chance for maybe 4 from it, but it just didn't work out for them. They were having trouble in this spot with the line. It hung out a little bit too much, and they got plan B, but not for Shot Rock.
Yeah, this is the kind of face we saw a lot of kind of reaction last February in Vancouver. Puzzled, a little disappointed, frustrated. She finds herself, Marilyn Bodogh, down 4-1 as we go to the 4th end of play, and the team from St. Catharines does have the hammer.
Well, in the previous end, when Sandra got the big 3, really it was a couple of bad shots by Marilyn, but in that particular end it was a team effort because there really wasn't execution by the entire team. And then on the other hand, let's give credit where credit is due. The Schmirler team executed very well in that end, and they covered, as they very thoroughly covered all the options for us.
Now here's a very typical situation we see with free guard zone rule strategy. There's a rock placed into the house. The team that's ahead is trying to pull the play in. The team that's behind now puts up the corner. We can see now whether or not that corner will come into play this end. If Marilyn can get something going, because now, of course, Sandra brings the play back to the middle. She's going to try and protect the rock in the house.
Line's good. Hey, weight's good.
You won't throw up a long guard or a guard here. You'll bring the rock right to tight to the rings.
Yep.
You don't want this
That's
too
good.
high.
Nice shot, Mars. Had it, girl.
Perfect spot.
Good.
So here's a chance. You don't worry about getting both of these stones off, but you do worry about where your shooter is going to go.
Hit and roll. You cannot lose this shooter. This is the keystone, the one being thrown by Jane Hooper-Perot. You've got to keep it someplace in play. Otherwise,
12.
Sandra Schmirler will walk up and peel off the corner guard.
Hurry!
Never get off.
Okay.
Therese puts the Schmirler stone on the button, and quarter covered.
Sometimes with these rocks and the way they move, more in the center and the takeout straighter at the edge of the 4-foot band, you can hear Marilyn sort of chastise herself. You've got to believe in the center part of the sheet that they will curl and call the sweeping accordingly. She got off the sweeping on that shot. It caught the curl, and that's why they didn't get the roll.
No!
Joan McCusker.
No, never.
No, not the way.
Yeah, no. She's got it. She's going to roll out, though. That's okay. Just set it back and do that there. Okay.
There's quite a difference in the amount of weight that the teams are throwing, too. The Saskatchewan team is throwing the solid up weight, which is common when you have a 4-1 lead. There's certainly nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, what about freezing?
But, and the reverse of that is true, is that Marilyn Bodogh is
You want to now?
playing her tapbacks and hits with the quiet weight. You can freeze to the stone. You could go behind the corner as well. It's a good call. You got to start making some shots here, or you're not going to get yourself back in this game. With the free guard zone, whether it be 3 or 4 rock, you can generate offense and get yourself back in the game.
Nice.
It's always the front stones that will help you generate those extra points.
Mine's good. Gotta go. Wait, whoa. Yep. Whoa if you can. Whoa if you can. Whoa if you can. Yep, yep, yep. Right up, right up. Shot.
Hi, I'm Sandra's mom.
I'm Sandra's aunt, Schmirler. This is our new baby, Sarah. Sandra's new baby.
How old is she?
She's 7 weeks.
Beautiful.
And obviously thinks Mom just might have this one.
Doesn't look very concerned at this stage.
Clean, clean. Whoa, no, just clean.
Mom is up 4-1.
Good throw.
Here's a good pick. No problem.
Same thing, Corey.
What has been the problem for this Bodogh team, Linda? I mean, I think certainly we've seen them throw down weight when maybe they should have had a little more. Are they having problems reading the ice? Is it just a difficult game for them right now?
It's hard to say because it's not just Marilyn, as Ray said. The last end, it was sort of a whole team effort where things were wrong, and it seems to be sometimes the ice is a bit too much, but often as well the players just aren't hitting the broom, and they're not playing with the intensity we have seen them play with in games in the past, and they have to recapture that somehow.
You got to remember too, Vic, when you're down in a game, you really, everything changes for you, your approach, and you really have to generate offense. You need rocks in play and rocks in front, and that makes everybody's shots more difficult. So that if you don't execute,
normal, right?
I mean, as well, obviously, as your opposition, when they're the difficult shots, lots of bad things can happen, and we saw it in the last end. I mean, they didn't make the fine, closed shots.
No. Close. Yeah.
Yeah, the execution level is altogether different when you compare the two teams so far, and it's reflected in the scoreboard. Men's quarterfinals went earlier today, matter of fact, 8 a.m. local time, and it was Kevin Martin, a reigning Canadian champion, a winner over Vic Peters, former Canadian champion. Ed Wernick, two-time world champion over Montgomery from here in Saskatchewan. Jeff Stoughton, Canadian world champion, is a winner, as is Canadian and world champion Kerry Burtnick over Barry McPhee from British Columbia. And immediately following our coverage, it's Martin against Wernick. That will be our featured game as we continue along with 6 hours this afternoon, and then the women's final tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Playing the freeze once again. Well, we had Kevin Martin against Vic Peters, which was a repeat of the Canadian final last year, of course, and it was a big four-ender in that game that Linda kind of did Vic in, and no one can protect those leads any better than that Martin team. You give them a 2 or 3 point lead, and it really, even with the 4-rock rule, it's very difficult to get back in the game.
We have seen some big scores too during the week. That four-ender was only one of many fairly large scores.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah. Okay, throw a little bit up weight.
Just pick it. We can't
roll right out, I think, eh? Yeah, okay.
If you hit it and get rid of all the stones there, it would be a terrific shot. In other words, get rid of the yellow stone that's in the back of the... you don't want to jam it now, that's for sure. But if you hit the red one and it caught the yellow one on the way by and you get rid of them all, it'd be great. Just played the pick. And there's the call, the freeze. Need to make a very good freeze here. A deuce, 2 points puts you right back in the game.
That weight? If you think back to earlier in this end, they did have the option of going around the corner guard versus playing the freeze, and had to make that decision as to how to try and generate the offense. It isn't an easy decision because they were faced with a stone that was in the 4-foot belonging to the opposition, but freezes, as we know, Vic, are...
Are they now the most difficult? No, second most difficult.
They're one of the most difficult shots in curling, and we see how well even the Schmirler team is, without much practice in peeling during this game, suddenly able to peel those rocks out. So it's a tough decision to make, but these freezes are tough.
Take him. Good sweeping.
If you want to hit that, baby. I don't think we do either, because one of these times she's going to nail one of these. One of these times she's going to nail one of these freezes. Well, she's got the thin double for 2. She's got the tap. If we sit,
this is a dangerous shot to leave there.
If we sit anywhere here, might set
I think they threw out the hook and see if they're going to have anybody
take
the bait.
The most she's going to get is 2 because she's going to
Try and play this other draw, which isn't it?
Why not hit it is the word from...
If we play the guard, she's just going to come in either turn, right? Guard, whichever side, she's still got the other. Maybe they'd rather hit it, maybe they'd rather hit it. Well, we can do that too. It's up to you, whatever. See, this isn't that great. No, I know.
Why
That's
not
good.
hit it? That was the information sent down from the front end.
She'll be playing this. Yeah, but then we have this one sitting here. If this is in the open, we don't really want to tap No. If we sit, but then she'll play the tap. Yeah, and then we can tap. Unless you want to just peel it. Then that just gives her another chance. Yeah, we have a chance. Gotta make it perfect, though.
I like that.
Is that a name of a book or something? I actually don't like that. It's so defensive. Okay. You want to try and come right here? Yeah, I want to come, like right in there is good. We don't want to set any double off that. Right here. I mean, if we've got great line, we can bring it to here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just got nothing over that, off that. Yeah, we don't want to set the double off of this so she can lay 2, right? Or she can be second and third shot. That's the thing we don't want. Yeah, that one's in. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me about this whole situation.
Well, they decided to come here.
I've never done that before. So. Yeah, I know. They're taking there to get there.
I might change my mind. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
I thought the comment was interesting. They don't want to be too defensive. And if they run off that front one, would that in fact be too defensive?
The only thing is we're in 4 rock rule, remember, and...
Personally, I don't think it's too defensive. They're up 3 in this game. They've got good control. But it comes down to this big decision for Sandra, and she feels better about the draw.
That top one's in as well, just biting. Yeah. So what we're playing here is, we can always hit that with my last one if we get into trouble, right? You know? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what she's going to do with it in the first one. Yeah, well, she'll probably, if we make this good, she might play the in-turn. Yeah.
Does she sense as well
the most?
But if this is
her hands around Marilyn's throat right now?
Well, she wants to keep the pressure on and keep the shots difficult for the opponent. And you're right, Vic, it may be partly state of mind, making sure that Marilyn is facing something very tough.
Not like 3/4 bare in the open.
I don't know if we'll get this end finished, but...
Don't want to sit top 8, guys.
Yeah, they've used more time than Marilyn in the discussions they've had.
Be about 3 minutes difference in talk time.
Lots of room. A little bit out, guys.
Got room?
Little out. Okay, line's okay.
Watch it.
Line's good. Where's the weight? Where's the weight? Hurry! Whoa!
Yes!
We're gonna be on the.
Let's roll it in. Yes!
Whoa.
Hurry!
Quick! It's not gonna roll in.
Roll it off it! Okay.
Now she's raised that Bodogh stone in.
Turned it, yeah. I just got that going a bit. The weight was actually, weight was perfect.
Oh yeah, weight was good.
Yeah, it's gonna run straight forward. Yeah, if anything, high side.
Where were you?
There's a possibility of coming through here and hitting this one here and coming over this way. She's going to play this raise here, tapping that one back right into this area here.
You like this, or just a hair less?
And then leave herself covered as well.
Okay, just back 4 weight.
This is now the 3rd raise in a row, this one with different weight, but in about this same stripe, edge of the 4-foot band. 2 going the other way and 1 coming back.
Yeah. Where's the weight? Where is it?
Hurry! Hurry!
Yep, come on. Short. Whoa, run there, whoa.
She's just got no feel at all today. She was heavy a few times earlier, and now she's... Like, there's no weight on this at all. That's a guard weight. Just got no feel for the ice surface.
Make her play that again?
Well, for guard.
And give her that for 2?
Oh, yeah, right. Well, we can come in.
I think I originally told you there's a shot through here. That's the one that Jan just referred to.
You don't want to give her this, because that's all she's got. Yeah. She does. If we guard that, she has.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess she could play the out-turn
If we guard
draw,
that, she could come through here. Is
would
what
you play the out-turn draw? Would she play the thin double? We only want her to get 1 here, right?
Okay, let's
What's wrong with this?
Well, if you can get in there, but chances are you're just going to open that up, Sandra.
Yeah, that's exactly right. How do you get through there with that turn? I don't see a shot through there.
I don't see a lot of good
coming in there. Most I want to. Yeah. Okay.
You want to come this way for the guard? You're guarding the hole, right? Is that what we're guarding the hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
guarding the hole.
I like this way. I just threw it.
I think you need a little bit more. We had here for that.
Yeah.
And
okay.
that.
This will leave Marilyn the same shot that she just tried here. Be able to tap that one back.
Just play in the guard to guard that thin double. The most she can get is one. Give her that tap again.
The thin double she's talking about is if they leave this, then Marilyn can make the thin double for 2. This way she still has a raise, but it's just for 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going crazy with
got the numbers going now.
We can come right in there. That's nothing wrong with that. As long as we got line. Same weight.
Guarding the hole.
More weight. Whoa.
As in.
Coming in. Whoa. Close. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see how good this judgment was on the part of this front end. They said this had more weight. In fact, they said they were coming in. Look at this. They're coming in and going through. Right out of the hand. Joan McCusker said it was in.
Did I throw it that much harder? Holy smokes, I didn't think I did.
But it just goes to show you
I didn't think I
the
threw it
precision of that front end. They knew right away.
Interesting enough, though, that they were covering a hole that Marilyn's not even going to play. Because through the hole double is there for 2.
The same thing anyway.
But she's just playing the raise for 1.
When you go down there, because
now Sandra's rock was strong, but it also curled a lot for that weight. So I'm not sure she would have had the right ice to protect the hole. You can see it just gets through the hole with all that weight, backline weight. So a couple of mistakes on that one, but you're right, Marilyn is just playing the tap. She needs some confidence. She needs to make one of these. She had a chance to see it once. She's got to throw the weight now.
Final stone trailing 4-1 here in this 4th.
Hooray! Where is it? Hooray! Whoa!
Corey Beveridge closest to the stone. Jane Hooper-Perot out in front. Got enough weight, got to bump it, got to tap it, get it back, bump, and not enough. 1, 2, quickly, says Kim Gillard. As it is falling apart here for the 2-time world champion, Marilyn Bodogh gives up the steal of 2 and now trails 6-1. The 3-time world champion, Sandra Schmirler, is in front. It's been a tough afternoon.
Hi again, everyone. Brendan Connor in the TSN newsroom. We're watching sports for you all day, and one of the sports stories developing today, it sounds as if Jacques Demers may be the new man in Tampa Bay. He's had an interview now with the general manager, Phil Esposito, and Demers tells us he feels like he is Phil's man.
All I know is Phil was extremely confident talking with Réjean Houle, and at this time I feel I'm his man. But there's no contract signed. I am waiting for a call for Phil. There's a situation now with the ownership, Japanese ownership, who are trying to sell the team, and what I hear from Phil, they need some kind of confirmation.
Jacques Demers, of course, a former coach of the year in the NHL, having coached with Quebec, St. Louis, and Montreal to the Cup in 1993. And Tampa Bay needing some help. They are winless in 11 games. CIU football at the half in playoff activity. Waterloo 11, Western 1, and Ottawa U leads Queens 9-0 at the half.
Fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the new 245 horsepower Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited.
Setting the standard for excellence since 1952, FlexiCoil is a Canadian company with vision. Through innovation and technology, we're becoming the global leader in seeding, tillage, and spraying equipment. We provide an advantage to farming partners in Canada and around the globe through our commitment to quality, service, and education. Together, we will lead seeding trends by providing customer-specific solutions. Experience what the world has already discovered. FlexiCoil, setting the standard.
Welcome back to Sask Place and our continuing coverage. First day of season-long championship year that'll take us through to the Worlds in Kamloops, and we'll turn our attention now to the other women's semifinal with Sandra Schmirler in front 6-1 over Marilyn. Bodogh will look in on the game between Kelley Owen-Law, the reigning British Columbia champion, who trails 2-1 right now, or pardon me, leads 2-1, playing Yellowstones. Shannon Kleibrink from Calgary, the opposition in this other women's semi. They blanked the fourth, and so it is Kleibrink.
Yeah.
Who is trailing. Kelley Owen-Law has the hammer.
I'm ready to pounce on you, aren't I?
Whoa.
It's
You
like,
got out of that one.
It's called tap dancing.
No.
The intern hit, looking for the roll behind the front rocks.
Whoa.
Good solid weight, good solid weight.
Anywhere.
Just didn't move.
Okay.
Like this? Mm-hmm. They took there, she threw hammer.
Yeah.
Mine didn't move very much with
Draw. No, you had here for draw.
there.
Yeah.
I like that, because we have a lot of options. What
Yeah.
do you open area?
Yeah. Normal?
Yeah. Up a bit out here, eh, for the frost.
It shouldn't be too frosty.
Really isn't a huge frost problem at all. The weight outside is, we've watched it all week, and the weight out there is very similar to a little bit slower than the shadowed area, the 4-foot area down the ice. That area gets a little quicker, but not a huge difference.
You heard Skip Shannon Kleibrink say to her third Glennis, we have lots of room to roll anywhere to the right as we're looking at it, so let's make sure we don't take too much ice and give ourselves the chance for that roll.
Shannon Kleibrink, who won the Alberta Championship in 1993, represented the province at the Scott Tournament of Hearts in Brandon. Little inside roll behind cover would be terrific. Would be great. She puts it into the top 8.
It was a good call. They tightened the broom. She made sure she threw that up weight, and then the sweepers held the line. Last draw, Kelley just has the draw.
Draw to the 4-foot for a single point.
She could play the raise as you're looking at it, but she does have that 1-point edge, and you don't want to take too many chances.
4.
She feels probably she has control.
You mean the double raise? Aha!
Caught me. It's probably too much buried to get the raise.
Draw to the 4-foot.
Kelley's team was a little disappointed with their Scott Tournament of Hearts last year, but they've worked very hard in the off season, and they've gone to some good cash spiels to start the year.
On the tee. You got lots of room. On the tee. To the lid. To the lid.
On and off sweeping. Always a good sign.
Cal. Good weight. Good eyes,
Christine
guys.
Jurgensen, Sherry Fraser, who was the the Ford Hot Shot winner, draws the button for the single point and a 3-1 lead. And both these teams, of course, using this FlexiCoil Curling Classic as a tune-up for the Olympic curling trials in Brandon in 2 weeks. What a field this is. From Bodogh world champion Schmirler, Goring Canadian champion. Absolutely. Connie Laliberty, one of the best fields you'll ever see on any sheet of curling ice, and everyone looking forward to it, including the 3-time world champion, Sandra Schmirler.
It's a huge event, obviously. Lots of great teams. The prize at the end of the rainbow is absolutely huge, probably bigger than any prize that has ever been offered up in the curling world. So we're excited, we're nervous, we're tense, and I think by the time Brandon comes, we'll be ready.
And I would think, considering the way she's playing and is using this as a tune-up, She would have to be many people's favorite on the women's side to represent Canada in Nagano. The men's field is just as impressive. Look at Wayne Bodogh, who's won $250,000 the last 2 years. Carrie Burtnick, Canadian world champion. Stoughton, world champion. Wernick, world champion. Martin. Well, on and on and on. Russ Howard rounds out the field, world champion. And of course, we'll have 2 draws a day from Brandon and the Keystone Center, the Olympic curling trials. The Husky Challenge Cup goes to the winner of women's play here at the FlexiCoil.
Backseat fighting. It's as old as the hills. But at Chrysler, we make minivans with captain's chairs in the back. With more seating combinations in long and short wheelbase, we can solve just about any family dilemma.
Mom, he's staring at me. Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
McCain Stringers. Real peelable cheese so good you gotta eat it.
Just a reminder, after our coverage of afternoon play here at Sask Place, Brendan Connor will bring you up to date on what's happened throughout the world of sports. Giddy up. We'll find out what that old gray mare did at the Breeders' Cup out in Los Angeles. Sports Desk with Brendan Connor at 6:30 Eastern Time. 3-1.
Yeah.
Kelley Law leading Shannon Kleibrink as we just get ready to start now the 6th end of play.
They don't use giddy up anymore.
No?
I think that's not giddy up.
Yeah.
Roy Rogers used to say that.
Kelley Law's team does use that initial timing system, the one we haven't talked about, where you measure touchdown of the stone to the first hog line to see if it needs sweeping. That's why you will hear a little click at the first hog line by the team. And they did know that that one was much too strong.
This one? Which side?
A little beep.
On the guard on. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Halfway, Joe.
Well, Shannon's down. She needs to generate some offense, and she'll do that by throwing up a corner guard.
Let's go this way.
She can change the side now, but she'll put a rock out in front.
For Joanne Sipka.
Halfway. Just halfway.
Who is a rights negotiator for Pan-Canadian Petroleum.
Team pop, guys,
So if you
not in.
ever find, Moosey, that little oil well,
Coming in.
you'll have to negotiate with Joanne.
If I ever find that little oil well, you'll never see me.
What's that going to the down the road? It's Moosey's dust.
Too deep. They want that rock out in front. Shannon needs some offense, and you can't slip them in the rings like that. That's a mental mistake.
Hard. Many people may remember Christine playing with her sister, 1986 world champions, with Marilyn Bodogh.
and is the business manager for Bodogh Lumber on the West Coast.
In a bit.
The corner guard once again.
And Joanne Sipka was Joanne Wright when she played with Shannon Kleibrink in 1993 at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. She is married since then. Glennis Bacher, the third on this team, was 5th player for them that year. Shannon Nimmo was the new member of the team.
Good, Joe. Nice shot, Joe. Had a girl.
There's the corner.
Yeah.
Why don't we peel it?
Oh, can we? Yeah.
Rules, ladies, rules. And here is the hot shot from Vancouver in last year's Scott Tournament of Hearts. Sherry Fraser works for Data General.
Love it.
You know, we chuckled when Kelley said, oh, can we peel this? But sometimes with 4-rock rule, for whatever reason, you do begin to lose track of when the peel can be made. And that's why you tend to just keep drawing. And now, at the end of the end, you go, well, how did all these rocks get in play? Oh, I guess I forgot.
I could have peeled.
I could have peeled.
Yeah. That was the fifth shot of the end. And you can then start hitting, and the game goes back to its traditional old form after those first 4 stones.
Weight's good. Mine's good. Real strong. This one.
Yeah, it's a bigger.
Halfway. It's tight. It's coming down now.
A little stickier on this side. Hard. Nice shot. Okay. You gotta go around that. That was 14.5. No, Shannon does.
Coming right up as we continue with our semi-final coverage from the FlexiCoil, Kevin Martin, Ed Wernick. The winner has a chance to play for the $60,000 first prize tomorrow.
Whoa! More! Whoa!
Okay.
Nothing. Come around. We're going to see a corner guard come into play here, Linda. And it's a corner guard that's off the center line, off the 4-foot path quite a bit. So
quite often with the 4-rock rule, you will see the corner guards a little closer to center than you might with other play, because there is so much play near the middle. They don't want to put the guard too close to the boards, too wide, because they feel then it will never come into play. This one's just on the edge of that 4-foot, as you say.
Hurry!
She on its own. Back 8. She's through. Back 8.
No.
Hurry.
Oh, the rub.
That's fine, Shan.
It was good communication, though. They knew the weight.
Yeah.
They knew they could sweep it to try and get it by. They swept as hard as they could, but still got the rub.
The lost third is Marla Geiger.
Yep. Can't hurt that. Yep.
Yeah, hard.
Yep. Take the shooter if it's going.
hit and roll. Try and roll behind the long corner guard.
Glennis works for the firm of Burnett, Duckworth, and Palmer.
Hard! Hurry hard! Right up, guys. Hurry for peace. Hurry, 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 hurry. Quick. Hurry hard. Whoa. Okay. Watch the jam. No. Ah. I like this turn better.
Had to save the shooter. Allows Kelley to go up and run off the front one now.
Throw nose.
Got the 2-point lead.
Marla, who won a world Junior Championship, playing with Julie Sutton in 1988. Works for Industry Canada.
Yep. Quick! Yeah, hurry! Hurry! Hard. Shooter.
It'll go, Cher. Shot.
Kelley changed the turn, playing from the outside in with that peel. That's probably the more normal way we say peels made, and the one earlier peel attempt by Sherry Fraser missed on the inside-out attempt.
Yeah, make sure
it's okay. It's gonna be in frost. Hurry.
Easy. Mine's really good.
Not when it gets here. It's gonna die. Brand new path.
Mine's really good.
Ready, guys.
Whoa. Leave it higher. 12. Whoa, Shannon.
All it goes. Hurry. Good shot.
Good judging. I don't really care. Well, we played both sides here. Chris and Sherry are both thrown this way. Right there. Okay. It's 12? Yeah.
There are 2 more qualifying rounds in the Dodge City Chrysler Truck Shootout.
So 12?
Skip Stones to come.
Yeah, well.
In his 6th end of play. 3-1. Kelley Owen Law leading Shannon Kleibrink. Reading the BC women's play right now, being involved as you are with Curl BC. Is she, as defending champion, the best right now?
They certainly have been dominant over the past few years, actually. And as I mentioned, they work very hard, and I may be biased, but Lindsay Sparks is their coach, and she's a great coach for them, too.
Hurry! Whoa! Yep! Yeah! Yellow! There you go.
She'll roll the shooter, sit back 4.
The Ladies Championship final for the Husky Challenge Trophy will go tonight at 7 o'clock. Men's Championship final for the FlexiCoil Challenge Cup will be played tomorrow at 12 noon. To commemorate the addition of the ladies division in the FlexiCoil Classic, Husky Oil is proud to present to all the ladies.
The hammer belongs to Shannon Kleibrink and her Calgary team from the Calgary Curling Club. She works for Today's Business Products.
Clean. Whoa. Right off.
Yep.
No.
Hurry.
No.
Hard.
Whoa.
Just a very straight spot. I was watching this sheet yesterday as well, and the edge of the 4-foot there in particular, you have to be very careful with.
Practice my draw. That other one was here, right? Right there. Okay. Thank you, Ken. It's to me.
Both these teams, of course, will be in Brandon at the Keystone Center for the Olympic trials. You heard Sandra's comments. There's no question it's the biggest prize maybe ever. Linda, of course, having had the opportunity to curl in the Olympics in Calgary. It was then a demonstration sport. Now a full-fledged medal sport, Linda. So I'm sure you experienced the thrill of being there. And that's what Sandra was alluding to, the fact that it really is a big carrot at the end of that.
Don't touch.
It's a remarkable experience. It's a very unique experience, and we can certainly talk about that as we head into Brandon as well, what the teams will face in Nagano.
Have we decided it's Nagano or Nagano?
Okay, that works.
I've heard Nagano. As a matter of fact, I think I was the Nagano last year, and you guys were the Nagano. So I've sort of stuck to my position. I also said Kritsuwa, and you said Karazawa, so we were kind of like potato.
Tomato.
Good. That was the problem. It didn't kick over. No. That's annoying.
It's a nice mix they've had. We saw it last year at the Scott, or last season at the Scott.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That Marla and Kelley get along well as Skip in third, and that's many teams search for that, and few find it, Linda.
Yeah, we see great ones, Sandra and Jan over the Schmirler team, and Kelley and Marla are good friends as well.
No, it's pretty much normal. Okay.
Nose hit for a single for Shannon Kleibrink out of Calgary in this women's semifinal of the FlexiCoil from Sask Place.
Setting the standard for excellence since 1952, FlexiCoil is a Canadian company with vision. Through innovation and technology, we're becoming the global leader in seeding, tillage, and spraying equipment. We provide an advantage to farming partners in Canada and around the globe through our commitment to quality, service, and education. Together, we will lead seeding trends by providing customer-specific solutions. Experience what the world has already discovered. FlexiCoil, setting the standard.
You know, there's a remarkable new tool right now at Canadian Tire that makes a lot of existing tools seem outdated. I'm talking about RoboGrip pliers from Mastercraft. You see, RoboGrip's special design allows it to self-adjust to most any size job with a simple squeeze of the handles.
That's right. No screws or levers to set. Just squeeze and turn. Plus, it's spring-loaded for one-handed operation, not like these regular pliers.
And it comes in 2 sizes, so it's perfect for most any job. Rounded nuts, pipes, flat surfaces, irregular shaped objects. And its offset head allows for easy access to those tight spots.
And RoboGrip's laminated jaw construction makes it so strong, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The new self-adjusting Mastercraft RoboGrip is so versatile, you'll find it indispensable in your house, your garage, even in the garden. So don't wait. Get your RoboGrip pliers today. Available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
Marilyn Bodogh picked up a single point in the 5th end. Now trails Sandra Schmirler 6-2 as we check the numbers after 5 of this game between Bodogh and Schmirler, brought to you by Chrysler.
Well, we knew it was fairly dramatic just by watching the game. Sandra Schmirler's team, yes, they're leading in the score 6-2, 3 points on steals, and then look at the percentages. Draw percentage, 20% higher for Schmirler. Hit percentage, 95% for the Schmirler team, and the overall percentage, 67 for Bodogh, 88 for Schmirler, and those are the kind of numbers that are going to take you far in this Bonspiel and throughout the season.
As we return to the game between Shannon Kleibrink and Kelley Owen Law, 3-2. Law leading as we play in the 7th. And it's the team from Richmond with the hammer.
Excuse me. That stone there is the stone that dictates exactly how this end when we played. It slipped into the rings, which allows Kelley Law to be able to hit it, roll to the edge. If that rock is outside of the rings, then it can be moved but not taken out of play.
Shot, Chris.
There you go. This side.
Now, unless
Halfway. That's in.
Kelley decides to make an offensive move, this may be well. Shannon's ignoring the stone in the rings, throwing up another guard.
Looks better.
With only the 1 point difference, you might not see this as much with the 3-rock rule. This is another situation where the team that throws first has a chance to get the 2 guards
One
up.
more chance at
So
it.
they can throw this without it being completely removed from play. That is if it gets over the hog line.
Come on, Glennis. Hurry, 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 hurry.
And everyone will just drag it across.
I think so. It's way up there, so. Okay.
Makes the tick a little bit easier because you've got a long way to push it sideways, but also if you push it a bit forward, it's going to be nowhere near the house still.
Christine Jurgensen.
Here's the tick try, trying the tick.
No.
Trying to Trying to move it off the center area without taking it out of play.
Okay.
Very close.
What the heck? That was wrong. Her other one really sat up.
Kelley said it was probably a bit too much ice, and they're the shots that you don't get to try a lot, and so that is difficult to ice them.
Wait, go around.
What do you like? This?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, tight's okay too.
The new member of this team that won Alberta in '83, this is Shannon Nemo.
Hey, wait. Very line. Very line.
Gotta go for weight.
Halfway.
Hurry!
Short.
Hurry!
Where is she?
Halfway.
Whoa.
She's on the front one, I think.
Whoa.
Light and a little bit inside.
Oh, yes, yes. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, of course, we can
I
peel.
figured it would hold some weight off, but it never did.
If you're wondering about that stone, a rock thrown over the hog line has to be fully over the hog line to be in play, but that one touched another stone that is in play, so you can see it's touching the hog line, but yes, it does remain in play as well.
I've actually seen in a couple of cases where when stones have been replaced by each other, the stone was totally outside the hog line, but in play.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 12.
Now, that was back in 1923.
Sherry Fraser.
With those bigger stones that you used to throw.
Oh, it's got a move for her here.
A whole lot of weight. Yeah.
Well, a great opportunity now for Shannon Kleibrink. Couple of misses. The missed tick, first of all, and now this one.
No. Should just
So now the chance for Kleibrink to bury behind two guys.
Normal up a bit. Weights up. Right on. It's normal. Clean.
Is she playing the hit and roll here?
Trying to hit and roll, but it's not coming over very much.
Why that and not the drop?
She had the chance earlier to try and get something collecting near the center so that she can be aggressive, but she was a little worried with only the 1 point difference to leave the one rock in play. She knew no matter what, she'd have guards left up there. Unless they make the double peel, of course. So she's still hoping there'll be a guard left for a come-around attempt on the next one. Sherry's going to try and have something to say about that.
Sherry, the hot shot winner at the Ford Worlds.
No, Mark.
She won the car.
All I want to do is clean. You're watching it yellow. Josh here. What the hell is that? Okay, make sure we're in, eh? Light fighter? 14? Okay. Line's good.
Line's good.
Weight only.
Line's
Wide
real
open.
Good.
Whoa.
Line's real good. Got a
Whoa.
bend.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hard. Where is she? Line's great.
Whoa.
Well then.
Whoa.
Hard.
Now. Hurry.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Front of the tee. Front of the tee. Right off. Right off. Uh-oh.
Okay, Glennis, nice shot.
But you did hear the comments from Shannon. She wanted it in front of the tee. This now allows Kelley to come down and with Marla Geiger and get in behind the corner. 2 points would be big here for the BC foursome, Linda. It's a good opportunity now to, with that rock slipping behind the tee line, to make a good shot.
Ram.
This is one of those pivotal shots, third rocks where you have a chance to pounce on the error.
Yeah. You want this behind the corner. You want it in front of the tee line, though.
Whoa. To it, though.
You want
It's
it right
It's to it.
there,
Okay.
not there.
Well, it's interesting. Of the 4 teams on the ice,
I'm 3-1,
only
right?
one has executed very well.
What
And
do
that's
you want,
Schmirler.
Shannon?
Just freeze. Okay.
Although they were sweeping that for the freeze, as far as I could tell. So that error was not a throwing error. That was a decision they made to bring it back. But the other team now can sit on it, Ray.
You take, this is the key guard, of course. You take that stone there and put it into this area here. You set up the possibility of scoring 2. Now you can lose the advantage to this end with a good shot.
Gotta go. Line's fine. Room now. Room now.
Glennis Backer.
Room. Not to it. Hard, guys. Real tight. Hard. Hurry hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Leave it there. I'm gonna curl behind the guard here. Whoa. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't like that one as much. I just have to throw a little more.
Coming up Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, World Cup qualifying soccer. The Canadian national team mathematically still has a chance, but they know they probably have a bigger chance of being spoiler and possibly hurting the Americans' chances. That game at Swangard Stadium, Graham Leggett and Peter Watts will bring you the play-by-play at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Canada against the U.S.
Quieter. It's a little quieter, guys. T anyway.
Looking to spread these rocks out. Try and lie too.
T.
Trying to make it deep enough so there isn't the hit and roll for the opponent.
No.
One into the T line.
Come on, Sherry. Yep, 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 yep.
Nice shot.
Okay, Mar. Yep. Shannon's looked like it curled pretty good, eh?
She was a little full and a little smart turn, too.
And it curled.
She rolled way over there.
Okay.
Play the hit on that stone right there. Try and roll right across into this area here.
Just hit and roll as far as we can over towards that other one.
There you are.
We need half in the forefoot to stay shot. Just normal. Here's move nice, Shannon. Yep. Hurry. Whoa. Hard. Yep. Right up hard. Whoa. Hurry. Yep. Yep. Hard. Right up. Whoa. 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 Right over. Whoa. Right over. Whoa. Whoa.
Job.
Pretty nice shot, Linda. It is the shot rock.
Come down to it. Okay.
She knew she had to be deep behind the T line with the roll, so that was a great shot.
There's no option there.
That's right.
Can't make them go forward.
No. Trying to draw Kelley into drawing deep back to it, and then she could sit on top of it again. So you're always thinking several shots ahead when you're skipping.
Yeah.
Just come down
Watch
to it. You heard Kelley say.
Okay.
What she said was, watch it closely when it gets to this line right here. I'll just clear that for you, because when it hits that line, she said it'll really go. So in other words, she means it'll really make a big move over that way.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be full for. Just behind that red one there. I just saw here. Hey, guys.
First stone for the skip
On
from
the
Richmond, BC.
Top 4. Easy for line. Top 4, close.
Kelley Owen Law.
Yep. Yep. Just for line.
Now you heard her say when it gets to this center line, it really moves big time. So let's see if in actual fact it does.
Hurry.
It's really curling now.
Come on, guys. Hurry.
Just got to get it there. Need it for weight. Lovely shot.
Good sweeping, guys. Great shot. That's perfect.
And when she was right on, boy, it did move when it got to the center line, Linda. It really came across.
It's kind of risky, too.
But I like that shot better than coming back to the back one.
That's a good shot. Great job. Oh, good.
Really got Shannon thinking.
So dangerous. It might be a situation here where you just freeze to the face of it. Sit it right here and take the button away from her.
Drive here.
It's over on sheet A. And a convincing win for Sandra Schmirler as she scores 4 in the 6th and wins it 10-2 over Marilyn Bodogh.
Thanks, Marilyn. Thanks a lot. Yeah. See you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they'll hook up again. You're right. They'll hook up at the Canadian Olympic Trials.
Yeah, most of it. This is a great venue. It really was.
But they, Sandra Schmirler will take with her a convincing win here in this semifinal, 10-2, and now Schmirler will go on to play for the first prize of $13,000.
Go, guys. Good job. That was.
Oh,
that was, I think, our best team effort.
Boy, and exactly, she.
Yeah, they were awesome. They were awesome.
They did.
Yeah, Linda said it earlier in the telecast that this really is the team to beat. There's no question. They just are solid in all positions, and they play so well as a unit. So. The 9 other teams in Brandon are going to have to go like crazy to beat that green team.
So who will Schmirler play in tonight's final for that $13,000 first prize? Either Kelley Owen or Shannon Kleibrink. And Kleibrink right now finds herself down 3-2 without the hammer and in some trouble.
I really think in a case like this is an interesting discussion, but we'll try and listen to them.
Yeah, you can do that. You can.
Because can't see how we can hurt ourselves.
If we do what?
If we do the straight back.
Yeah, because it won't open ours up.
No.
As long as it doesn't open ours up.
How can it?
Talking about hitting this one here,
even if you hit it,
you got to be very careful. The other thing you could do, as I mentioned earlier, you could just freeze on the face of it like that, which takes the button away.
Okay, center. And just packish, boardish.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
She's the one.
See it all. You can see all of it, Glennis.
You can see all of this one, all of it. For a number of years. 3-time world champion. 5 times in the last 7 years. Saskatchewan winner.
You might give her the option for 3. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah.
How? I don't think you can.
You can, like, open it up and she just taps this back for 3.
If you freeze to the face of it, how does she get 2?
Okay, just play it with bump then. You just play it with, like, back 4-ish.
Ooh.
Like, I don't like, really, I'm not sure I like board.
Even if...
I think Glennis is right, though. I mean, Glennis is really nervous about giving up 3 here, and I don't blame her.
Even if they don't freeze to the face of it, even if they just...
Yeah, just tap in.
Sit out in front, even, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You really then you only leave her about 8 inches of the button to draw to. She can't make it. But
Okay, same, where do you want ice? Center.
She's going to try and hit it.
Try to hit it.
Well, I mean, that's what she's talking about.
Hit it and drive it where? I mean, if she hits this, she could take out her own stone at the back, the red stone.
Whoa. Whoa.
Shannon Kleibrink.
Very hard all the way.
Without the hammer.
Yep. Quick. Hard. Quick. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Well, he absolutely took off on her.
Enough, curled 8 feet.
And now the possibility there, Ray, for the raise for 3.
I'm worried about it not curling enough.
Tap for 3 is right.
I just need a,
I really think that, what's the expression, discretion, better part of valor there. You just play you take your licking and try and hold it to a single.
Yeah, and if the other team makes a great draw to get to you, say congratulations,
good
nice
shot,
job.
And try and go on, yeah. I didn't really... She's just playing a draw here for 2 with that ice.
Linda's left us for the moment to join Sandra Schmirler. We'll hear from Sandra shortly.
Pretty close to the same.
Draw for 2, that's really all she has, I think. If she could play the tap, but I don't know if the rock that she throws would be the 3rd shot rock or not. Anyway, draw for 2. Lots of ice.
On the tee. Where? Full 4. Full 4. Come on, guys. Yep. Yep. You gotta go for hard. Yep. Line is fine. Come on. Yep. Hurry. Quick.
Christine Jurgensen, Sherry Fraser. Gonna drag it, need all of the 4, all of it.
Good sweeping, guys. Way to go. Yep.
They got enough? Have a look. 1 for sure, we know that. Have a look. Glennis Backer is. They might want to measure this. No, they're going to give it to her. She says it is 2. So it's 2 yellow, 2 for Kelley Law and the team from Richmond, BC, and a 5-2 lead over Shannon Kleibrink. The winner to go on and play Sandra Schmirler in tonight's final. The winner to take home $13,000. Congratulations for the win, and congratulations on the baby Sarah, Sandra Schmirler.
Well, Sandra, I talked to you before the game about making a statement, sending a message about going into Brandon. You made a very big statement in that game.
Well, I think people might be a little bit kind of wondering if we were going to be ready just because of all the things that have happened to us over the last few years and months, but we're going to be as ready as we can be. It's different for players to be ready right now at this time of the year, because usually we're gearing up for January. So this was by far our best effort as a team, and that's a good sign for us.
Well, it was everything in that game. Draws, hits, it didn't seem to matter, and it looked like Marilyn's team was struggling a little bit with both.
Well, that one side of the ice, the other side that we hadn't played that much, was probably a second heavier, and it definitely made a difference in that game because they ended up playing that side, and we caught some breaks there.
You also had a chance this particular Bonspiel to play the 4-rock rule heading into Brandon. It's probably a really good thing. And how do you feel about it at this point?
Well, we're probably the team that's played it the most here in Canada just because of our experience over the past few years. It's a great rule. It comes into play mostly when teams get up on other teams. We had a game against Shannon Kleibrink, and we got up on her, and then the 4-rock rule came into play, and there was junk all over the place. So it can be frustrating, but what we're finding is you just have to play offense as much as you can to try and solidify those points.
Also, in here, you're playing in arena ice, and we do know that that's not something you get to do much in, especially October, November time of year. That was a benefit, I think, too.
Oh, I think it's fabulous. I'm hoping that the ice service in Brandon is like this stuff because it's just great, moving lots, and I think you'll see a lot of big ends scored here just because of the movement in the ice and the caliber of the play.
And of course, the front end is so important with the 4-rock rule, and on arena ice where it's a little bit tricky. And Joan and Marcia just are really solid for you.
Well, they're probably the best in the game right now, men's or women's, I think. And I have to say that because they're standing right behind me. But yeah, no, they've got the weight. They know what to tell Jan and I as far as the different spots in the ice, and I'm just really lucky that I have them playing front end for me.
Now, sometimes you don't like to play against the opponents you're going to face. For example, in Brandon, you're facing a lot of these same teams. How did you feel about the field here and playing a lot of them again in Brandon?
No, we definitely want to play them. We wanted to play them because we're not playing a lot early this year, and we want to show them that we're ready and don't take us for granted because we're ready to play regardless of what's happening off the ice.
Well, I saw baby Sarah, and she is so cute, and we had a little shot of her earlier. You must be so pleased.
Well, I'm sure my sisters are real happy because they haven't seen her for a while, so they're probably happy now, and I'd like to say hi to Shannon. We'll be home hopefully tomorrow.
Congratulations to both of you on baby Sarah, and on a great win.
Thanks, Linda.
Vic?
Hey, I could sleep through it. Yeah, look at that. I'm even dreaming of the 13,000. Look at this, 13,000. Congratulations to Sandra Schmirler.
Hey, Chris.
And she will now move on to tonight's final. And we'll have it for you at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And right now, it looks like it could be against the team from Richmond, BC, Kelley Law.
Well, Kelley Law made a great draw to the forefoot for her extra point, and you know, it was great brushing all the way as well. But I still think if Shannon had just played the draw herself, put it on the center line someplace, Vic, she would have forced Kelley to go way out wide, or a little bit wider, and the draw would have been that much more difficult. And
There it goes.
I don't really know what she was playing, and as a result, it racked on the front rock.
Good shot,
that's
Joe.
a big extra point. It's now a 5-2 game, and that's good control. But you heard what Sandra Schmirler said. It's when you get those leads that the 4-rock rule can come into play. And that rock out in front now cannot be removed from play. It's in the free guard zone area. So it does give Shannon Kleibrink a chance to generate some offense and try and get herself back in the game.
But now this is what results. And first stone, yellow stone from Christine Jurgensen goes in. You're forced. trailing to try and get something. You put up the corner, and now she covers something that's right at the back of the floor. And now you're almost hurt two ways, aren't you?
Well, but the point being is that there are now rocks in play, and that's what you need to have to get yourself back in the game.
Is it in?
It's not in the rings.
No.
Okay.
Can't hit it.
Okay, just here.
Just to draw around.
What about going around the corner? It's really tight, though.
Yeah.
This rock cannot be removed
Let's
from
use our
play.
corner.
It can be moved, but not removed. What about going around the corner was one suggestion. That's the corner they're talking about.
Okay.
Going in there. What about going the wide way if you want?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Here's good.
Coming in here, sitting right there is where she wants it.
No, that.
Okay, go here.
You're really out in sticks.
She's going to play through the corner now. Plan B. Behind this one.
The Kleibrink lead, Joanne Sipka.
No line.
Here in the 8th.
It's got to move, guys.
Weight's good.
Line right on.
At the end.
T-line.
On its own, actually.
T on its own.
Still on the guard.
T on its own.
Still got a piece of the guard.
Rub?
No, got a big piece. Yep.
Had perfect weight, Vic, but just stayed out.
Now she does spill in and sit behind
worked
cover.
out pretty well. She got behind the guard with a little chip. Now with Sherry Fraser's first one, you can run off the front, and that's exactly what she's going to do. She has the 5-2 lead. And now you're back to the traditional game without a free guard factor.
12.
Remember in the last end, Sherry flashed one.
Hurry!
Gets it this time.
Right over. Right over. Keep going. Okay. Keep going.
Here's Linda with Marilyn.
Well, Marilyn, it was one of those days. As well as Sandra Schmirler's team played, really, your team right through the lineup did not have a good day.
Yeah, we were all for one, one for all. It started right up and went through. But we really felt that the ice had changed a lot today. And, you know, Sandra, picked the right color rocks and everything. And we just slept backwards last night. I wish we could do it all over again. But one of those games.
You had a chance to be aggressive. You got some guards up. You had some chances to come around them, and then rocks would be deep when they couldn't be. It was just that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't be deep in this game. You can't score behind the tee line anymore, and we just didn't have draw today, and Sandra's team played extremely well. So we're just saying good night, and thanks for watching.
You had a chance here to try and build for Brandon. I know out of the whole Bonspiel, there wasn't a lot of great games, but you had one really solid performance yesterday. Is that what you'd like to take forward into Brandon?
Yeah, it was really strange because yesterday we just went out and we just, had a very strong, smooth, wonderful game, and then the reverse happened. So this is what this game is all about. But we are building for Brandon. That's where our focus is, and we'll see all these teams again in a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to Brandon.
We're looking forward to watching you. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Linda.
Vic?
She makes the point, and it's one that you and Linda made. She says you can't score behind the tee line anymore.
Go.
I gather at one point you could. It's the rule change that's forced that. Is that right?
Well, there's so much more race to the forefoot, Vic, with the with the free guard zone area making the stones out in front. Impossible to move, so you don't see those wide open ends anymore. And in the past, you were using, especially with this 4-rock rule, you'd be using the whole sheet. You'll notice in this game that the game is really played inside the 8-foot. It's not played on the 12-foot very much anymore. So. But even in the past under the old rules, the rocks in front of the tee line were always in a better position. They can't be frozen to.
It's really nice.
Kleibrink second, Shannon Nemo.
Yep. Whoa. Needs to bend.
It's really good.
Needs to bend.
Playing the raise.
Whoa. No line.
And a beauty indeed.
Very nice shot indeed.
As Kleibrink tries to get back into it, trailing 5-2, she does have the hammer playing the 8th.
Okay. It's just tee? Yeah, just push it to the tee.
Going to tap her own yellow stone back with just backline weight. Marla Geiger.
Close. Where is it?
Close. Back 8 or more.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa. No, 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 no. Yep, yep. Hurry! Hurry!
Now it's in the hands of Sherry Fraser. Christine Jurgensen, tap it back. Oh, and a raised stone spills off, and shot stone still belongs to Kleibrink.
Shoot.
It looked like it was a terrific stone, too.
Okay. And it would have been just a hair strong, actually.
She's playing the, she's playing the same thing, is that what she said?
Well, it worked the first time for Shannon Nemo. Now it's Glennis Bacher.
It's a very small hole, though, to push it through. You don't want to open it up.
Hurry onto the
getting
yellow.
that center line pretty.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Quick, guys.
Really
hurry.
overcurling.
Hurry. Okay,
whoa, Shannon. Whoa.
Worked out not too badly, actually. It worked out pretty well. Shot rock still covered in the rings. You take away the raised tap back of the yellow one by rolling the shooter over in front of it, so not too bad of results from that, really.
What do you guys like? What?
I'm just wondering if I could nose this red here. I guess it's just coming off that red and going on.
I don't really want to play any reds up.
Well, we could play red-yellow this way. What else have I got? It's either that or I'm hooking in this way.
This is the first one she talked about.
Right?
And you heard Myler say, I don't
really
know
like leaving that front red one there.
How am I going to hit it?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, we can throw the intern.
Yeah, just the intern draw.
Yeah.
Can you look at?
You know, and maybe.
I mean, at worst, I'm
get
top.
us in a position that
I'll try and be top 8, right?
Yeah. Let's try to throw the intern.
We can't hit that.
No, I know. It's too close to our
Yeah, but we're just going to play the intern draw.
What do you think?
The straight draw.
Straight draw? Or?
Yeah, straight draw.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
intern draw.
This is where, as a team, you have to think of your objective. Kelley Law's team is up 3 points. They don't have last rock, but here they have a chance to really close down the forefoot for Shannon Kleibrink and make her shot very difficult.
You didn't have a look at it.
So they don't necessarily need shot rock, Ray. They just need to make sure they get it in a good position in front of that forefoot area.
Same kind of situation last end where Shannon had a chance to really close off the forefoot and make Kelley's last rock more difficult, and she didn't do that, and Kelley made the good draw for the extra point. So you're right, Linda, this is a situation where, and if you make the really good shot and just get it by the front red one, you could be in the forefoot, you could be shot rock, but
little tight.
Last of the third stones for
tight means inside. Inside the broom.
Hard. Yep, line. Hard for line. Yep, line. Quick. Yep. Yep. Off the red. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, that little bump, that double kiss has opened up a raise possibility here, hasn't it?
I'll be a little lighter, though.
Yes.
I didn't get right.
What an eye you have, pal. You're right on that little tap back like a hawk.
It was pretty heavy. I could use a bit less.
Just a bit. Give me a little more ice.
Okay. You guys figured I was back 8? Back line?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it bounced pretty hard. No.
Taking a little more ice and trying to throw a little less weight than the last attempt on the raise.
Isn't that funny? I thought, if anything, she may have been light on that first one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that I would be throwing almost the same weight.
I'd like to throw that 6. I like that rock.
There have been some problem with the stones, and by that we mean that there's been a few stones that are not matched, a different running surface, so they act differently, and that's been one of the biggest concerns. The ice surface itself has been fine all week. It's been great. It's just
We're line.
There is a little bit of concern about some of the stones. Not all of them, just a few of them.
On them,
A
bump
great
them.
chance now for this Kleibrink team, and
Still on them.
third Glennis Backer to set themselves
not
up for
curling.
a couple here. Get themselves right back into it, and
Okay, roll it
exactly
right
a
in front
little.
of that. Right in front. Okay. Why didn't that one curl?
It didn't curl at all.
No curl, and in fact, she may have pulled too much off the stone.
That one didn't
The
curl.
weight was fine, I think, you know, for the tap back, but it's maybe a little light.
This up there. Play this one out.
Yep. Yeah,
Crash it into the pile.
What's that?
Crash it into the pile.
Yeah. Half a rock.
I haven't made a shot with it yet since I switched.
I know, I haven't made a shot in the game with it either. I didn't throw that one that bad enough to not hit that rock here.
I have perfect weight on that.
Yeah, it's just straight.
How's that ice look?
Get that one
Pretty
into
good,
the pile, is what
That
she
should be
said.
good. You're only shooting for half. You have to wait for it to come. Yep.
Well, the Kleibrink team are definitely not happy with one stone. They've obviously been passing it around to the players and haven't found a person that is comfortable with it yet. So it does give Kelley a chance to make this tap.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's going to curl.
No, I'm not sure inside that line. Mom was pretty tight.
Yeah, she was. But I'm hoping that I can get to the, 3/4.
Straight to the tee line, right?
Back 8. Just pushing it into the pile. Do the touch less.
And this is the stone that the Kleibrink team, the number
Okay.
1 rock, I think is a bit of a problem. Certainly Glennis Backer says she hasn't made a shot with it.
Where's your weight?
First of the skip stones, Kelley Owen Law,
Whoa.
here in 8.
Whoa.
Kelley wasn't sure about this spot.
Whoa,
This
for
is that
line.
same spot that we talked about where it may be a little bit straight.
Whoa, for line. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. How much has she got?
She's there.
Whoa.
Come on, Mark. Come on. Hurry up, hurry up.
How much she got?
Hey, girl.
Beauty.
Good sweeping, guys.
Good call and a good shot.
To the button and buried.
Yeah, good call here by Marla, and in good position to brush it over and behind the red ones to the top of the button.
It's interesting too, Ray. You go back a shot to the missed shot, the missed raised by Backer, and it takes that stagger, the way those red stones are lined up now. She hasn't got a raise there anymore, so she'll find it difficult to get to that
Hard on this
stone
side.
now top button.
No.
No? You want hard on this side?
Just off the nose.
Just off the nose? Okay. Yeah, I like that. It won't move at all?
Not much.
She's going to hit this stone right on the
'Cause
nose, she
nose is
said.
In the middle of the rock.
It'll hit onto that one,
Nose is not bad.
but it'll come over here.
Okay.
We'll see what happens over to this side. May come off of this one.
If we hammer this, we may get some action off those side ones.
Aha!
That
Right
one
over
on
there.
your side is probably going into the pack of those 2 yellow and then onto the 4-foot. And possibly the one on your side might go off the other 2 too. We got to get rid of these 2 because we got no path to the 4-foot at all.
Yeah, lots of options when you're rearranging those rocks, and she doesn't have a lot of choices. As Vic mentioned, the red stones are overlapped. They cannot be raised directly back.
Yep.
First stone for Shannon Kleibrink. She does have the hammer here in 8.
Hard! Hard!
Boy, that got to the center line fast, too.
Over curled and drove that stone by those yellows, top 12.
Nice, we open something up.
Yeah. Just want to be on this side just a smidge. Right there. Okay.
Kelley Law will play the guard.
What?
Would you play a long guard here, Linda, or would you risk coming in and, say, putting it top 8 and just wrapping it around a little bit, that stone sitting off the center line?
I just play the guard. She's only thinking guard.
An angle raise.
With this
Yeah, a little
one,
more, Mark.
the line is important. You don't want to bring it too tight and set up a double raise. Just make sure that you get it in the right spot as far as line goes.
Yeah, okay. Whoa. Whoosh here, just leave it. Whoa. One's got to come off the 4-foot strip. Whoa.
And right now it's riding it like a rail.
Yep. Yep.
Here it comes.
Yep. Hurry. 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 Come on, hurry.
Come on.
Hurry. Right up. Okay.
I'll tell you what, it rides that 4 for the longest time.
It has been a tendency the whole Bonspiel, though.
What kind of weight? I didn't know. Was it there? What's that? Did I take it away? Wide open?
Yep. Yeah. Got air on both sides.
Okay.
Less air on this side.
Just got to get by this one here. Get this stone here. Try and drive it straight back onto that one.
Same weight you just threw? Yeah. No, a little less than that. That was up. Okay. Yep. I think we have to play it with normal. We don't have enough weight for room for any other weight.
Straight in the outturn.
Bodogh Lumber sponsoring 2 teams, really. Both sisters, Christine Jurgensen. And, of course, Marilyn Bodogh.
Really cool.
In position, the team from Richmond to steal one here, unless Shannon Kleibrink can make this raise. Got to hold it down the center line. Hold it. Get it through. Shannon Nemo, Joanne Sipka. Oh, and they won't.
Good try, Shannon. Yeah.
1 yellow, a steal of 1 for Kelley Owen-Law and the team from Richmond. She leads it 6-2 through 8. Looking for a final matchup with Sandra Schmirler.
The 1997 FlexiCoil Curling Classic is brought to you by FlexiCoil, setting the standard. By Husky Oil, a distributor of mobile lubricants. By Chrysler Canada, official sponsor of the Canadian Olympic team. By Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance. And by JVC, technically perfect, perfectly simple.
Hi, everybody. Brendan Connor in the TSN newsroom. It's a Super Bowl kind of day for horse racing as the Breeders' Cup is taking place at Hollywood Park in the Los Angeles area, and several shining stars there. Let's start with the juvenile fillies race.
With the championship on the line here, and Countess Diana is up to the test, and she spurts away, shrugging off the challenge of Career Collection. And farther back, finally coming up the inside. Oh, a dazzling effort here by Countess Diana. She rambles home to an impressive 8-length victory here over Career Collection. Finally finishing 3rd.
Countess Diana winning that in 1:42. That is a Breeders' Cup record. 3rd place Primally, which is trained by Canadian Roger Atfield. Some hockey news. Looks like Jacques Demers is going to take over the coaching job in Tampa Bay, and we will have more next hour here on TSN.
Introducing the Dodge Ram Quad Cab. As the only extended cab with 4 doors, it's remarkably easy to get into.
That was close. Too close.
And just as easy to get out of.
It's the second women's semifinal of the FlexiCoil Curling Classic from Sask Place. Kelley and Owen-Law out of Richmond, BC with a 6-2 lead as we go to the 9th. From Adam Leonard in Ottawa, Ontario, how did each team qualify for this FlexiCoil?
Well, unlike a Season of Champions event where you have provincial teams vying for that title and then moving on to the nationals, these teams are invited. So you have the top teams in the country from Bonspiel play over the last year, and the Bonspiel committee then puts them on a list, sends out the applications and entry forms, and the teams enter. The exception here was in both sides, there was a Bonspiel berth that also qualified one team on the ladies' side of Bonspiel, in this case at the Nutana Curling Club. So the one team, Kim Hodson's team, is not one we will see in Brandon, but she won the right to play here with the 7 teams that we will see in Brandon for the 18 ladies division.
And on the men's side, invitations went out to the current world champion, Peter Lindholm from Sweden, who was here, another former world champion, David Smith from Scotland, U.S. champion of a couple of years, Somerville was here. So it was a truly international flavor in the 24 men's teams, and now we're down to the final 4 in men's play, and they're playing for $60,000. That's the first prize in this richest Bonspiel anywhere.
And made possible by the sponsors, and we've talked, of course, FlexiCoil doing a wonderful job, and Husky as well, putting up the Challenge Cup on the ladies' side. And this is the first year for the ladies' division. Last year, of course, there was a men's division in the FlexiCoil Bonspiel. But Husky also was handing out sweatshirts, hats. They also sponsored teams, women's teams in the country, super leagues in the country, and major Bonspiel. So all curlers I know appreciate the contributions by the sponsors, and we really thank them as well.
Yeah, no, line's getting better here. Whoa.
6-2, Kelley Owen Law ahead of Shannon Kleibrink as we play in the 9th. Kleibrink from the Calgary Curling Club does have the hammer.
Good weight. It's 13, Cher. Just finished 12, too. Actually, she called it 13. Hey? Yeah.
Sherry Fraser.
$12 and a half. Whoa! 12. Go the other way. No. Whoa! Okay, catch that yellow. Okay, girl.
Once again, it's a matter of execution, and Kelley Law really has their whole team is executed very well.
Just split these up. I think this roll's good.
Behind your corner.
Kind of wait.
Hack.
Hack to board.
Yeah.
When you're behind in points, you're really just trying to position rocks as opposed to removing opposition stones. So they pull back the weight, trying to jiggle the yellow ones around and get the red one in a better position.
Hurry!
Shannon Nemo.
Hurry, 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 hurry! Right hard! Hurry hard! Hurry! Hurry! Roll it hard!
Looking for the roll behind the corner, just didn't happen.
Very shortly, Ed Wernick, the 2-time world champion, will go on the ice and begin his preparation, because coming up next in the men's semifinal, he'll go against the reigning Canadian champion, Kevin Martin.
Should be a good one. The key to playing Kevin, of course, is you can't let them get a little jump on you. They can defend as well as anybody, any team in this country, in the world.
Sherry noticing a little something on that running surface.
You mentioned that the Husky has played a tremendous role in women's curling across the West, in particular, of course, for a number of years. And it's companies like that really do a terrific job for our sport.
Yep. There you go, Cher. Shot.
It's nice to see them in this event, in the women's division, part of this, playing for the Husky Cup. Good roll, gee. Keep taking everything away from you, you know?
Yeah.
Here's Shannon, she's got a kind of angle, trying to angle freeze on one in the forefoot.
Lots? Okay.
And of course, FlexiCoil, one of the leading manufacturers of agricultural products.
Hurry line. He's got to go for weight too. Weight's good. Real tight. Hurry on the guard.
The boys from Scotland, David Hay, David Smith, were very interested. They went over to the FlexiCoil plant and took a look, both being farmers, of course, took a look at some of the equipment, the modern equipment available.
That's the name of the game today.
That's the name of the game, is right. They have the little ticks, and instead of getting it by, you just tick it.
That's another one of those games where you look back on your opportunities. Earlier, they had a chance to hit and roll behind a corner guard, get something going. They hit and rolled out. They've had some chances to position rocks with draws. They tick or they go a little deep. It's not that much that they're off, but that can be very frustrating.
Easy. Clean. Yep.
Third stones, and this is Marla Geiger.
Oh, yeah. Clean. Okay, good. Shot, Mark.
In that case, it's better to roll it right out of there, get it right out of play. Good shot, great execution. I don't think you can get it fully buried. You can get it buried behind the two front rocks for sure.
You want to try the same thing?
The same thing means coming down here and try and freeze on here.
Late. If you go here, she's just going to cap it.
Yeah.
And we're making this anyway.
If we go around this way, she's just got to slam the top one.
It's not easy.
They're not? Okay.
Separation.
Those are the top ones they're talking about.
The discussion with Glennis Bacher, the Kleibrink third, as she settles in for her first stone here in 9.
Yeah, line. Yeah, line.
Where is she?
Yes, line.
Hurry! Through?
Well then.
Okay, well then.
Off, Shannon.
Try and get the tick behind the corner if you can.
Hurry!
Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, girl.
She does roll in behind cover, but shot stone still belongs to Kelley Owen Law.
I can see about half of that. You want to play it with wall? If I get the guard, I get the guard. It's not quite half, but I'd rather see that guard go.
Yeah, you're up 4
That's a good
points,
point,
6-2,
I like
and
sitting on it.
your shot rock is buried. Even if you peel the guard, you're going to have a chance to get then the one in the house after.
I'm leaving her a hit and roll off it if I sit on it. Aren't I leaving her a hit and roll off it if I sit on it? You want to peel?
Well, the hit and roll, like try one or the other.
Okay, well, if you can see half,
Do you
we'll
want to
try
peel?
to pick it. Okay,
You
and
heard
if I
what
get the guard, I get the
Marla
guard.
said. Let's just play the back one. I can see half of it. If I happen to hit this one and get rid of it, that's fine. I don't
For a
want.
wall, right?
We don't need more rocks in play. That's a good point. I agree. I certainly agree. Kelley first thought about coming down and sitting on it.
Yep. Yep, 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 yep. 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 Free. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, Mark.
Now, has that opened it up at least?
Now what happens? Oh.
Yes, it does a little bit.
Kleibrink.
Do you like now? Or this?
Their shot?
They are, yeah.
I guess come around this way, yeah.
Trouble with angle freezing on the other side, you could set the angle up
A little
wrong.
more ice.
More ice? Okay. And I was
But could you not get there with enough weight to just
Yeah, you could
tap it back
and roll over? Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
You
Is
certainly
this your
could.
straight rock?
No, I'm not throwing that.
Okay.
Won't be any stick here, right?
No.
She was heavy on the last draw attempt, so she's going to try and pull it back a bit.
Hard.
Remember before she was also throwing the number 1 stone. Now she's throwing the number 5.
Hurry!
I'm not sure if I wouldn't have gone with Dick's shot and just played the tap back on the yellow one and rolled over.
Oh,
Not a room.
Oh, guys.
I think, quite frankly, Vic, you're skipping a pretty good game. This is too deep.
Hey, that's good.
How is the mixed team doing?
They played the other night without me and won. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try it.
There he is.
And it's going to be an all-Manitoba battle in that other men's semi-final. Jeff Stoughton.
This team is very well prepared. There's the tick man. Yes, Stevie Gould.
Mr. Vandenberg.
Mr. Vandenberg. This team has worked very, very hard this summer on some dry land training and working out, and they really are trying to get themselves. Got off to a great start, won 3 bonspiels in a row. They cooled off a little bit, but then they seem to really have it going again. Qualified through A in the FlexiCoil, and they'll be a tough team to beat in Brandon. They'll be a tough team to beat here.
Stoughton plays Kerry Burtnick in that other men's semi, as Ed Wernick plays Kevin Martin.
Out turn double.
Skip stones, the first from Kelley Owen Law.
Yep. Yep. Free.
Looking for the double.
Free. Yep. Free. Right up, guys. Right up, right up, right up, right up. I got the shooter. It's going. Right over, right over, right over. Pretty girl.
This is again.
Still wants to come that way. And now I guess she can do anything else.
Vic, let's step back. The shot that we were talking about earlier was involved that stone there, where you and I both felt that she should have maybe come this way, just trying to tap that one back. Remember, there was a red one over here at that time, and tap that one back and just kind of sit over here and maybe lie two.
Or do like the draw? Okay, do the draw.
She doesn't have anything left here but the intern come around. But I liked your call the last time. Would have played that quiet tap back out turn.
Shannon Kleibrink, who qualified for the Olympic trials by winning one of the qualifying events, a bonspiel in Calgary. Last year, she was also the leading money winner on the women's gold trail, won $30,000, and this year she's leading. She's won just over $16,000.
And I believe, Linda, there's a little carrot for the leader of the money this year, is there not?
That's right, a berth into the skins game that we will be showing in Thunder Bay.
A JVCTSN women's skins game. Looking forward to going back to Thunder Bay for another year.
Oh, we had a wonderful time there last year. Dougie Smith and his committee. Guaranteed this year bigger and better.
She went deep, but she got some backing and sits shot stone.
I was going to say, I think sometimes, Ray, when you're down this many points late in the game, you're patiently trying to build up the ends. And sometimes you do wait a little bit too long to make those moves that we were talking about. If she had been able to set up a 2, obviously she still has an opportunity unless Kelley can kill these, but 2, and then with the first rock, she gets a chance in the 10th end to set up 2 guards with that 4 rock rule. So then you have a chance to steal a couple. And sometimes I think waiting to try and score the bundle gets you into a little bit more trouble.
Yeah, I'm on that page, Linda. This team has played very well. Should be a tremendous game against Sandra if she can continue to control this one and win it. It's not over, of course, but with shot making like that, it'll be over soon.
So she'll face 4 with her final rock, Shannon Kleibrink.
Are you throwing that same weight? Same thing. We don't have to move it, do we? Do we have to move it, Glennis? It's behind the tee. Okay.
Final stone.
Right off then, right off then. Same line.
Here in 9,
right off.
Facing 4.
Right off.
Needs 1 to at least have a chance in 10.
Right up. Clean now.
Looks pretty good.
Very nice, Shannon.
Good throw.
And there's her 1 in 9 for Shannon Kleibrink out of Calgary. But she'll face a big uphill battle coming home As Kelley Owen-Law from Richmond has a 3-point lead, and she'll have the hammer as well. The second women's semifinal here at the FlexiCoil.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
A cough or sore throat? Aren't you glad you have friends? Like Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges. They even make nasal passages feel clearer. So try Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges with over 100 years of effectiveness.
Sunday night, NFL 97 sizzles on TSN. Buckle up for an AFC Central showdown as the hometown Steelers tackle the Baltimore Ravens. NFL 97. See it live and kick in on TSN.
Let's get it on!
Punch up TSN Boxing and catch the Holyfield Moore preview show. See it Saturday on TSN.
North American neighbors and rivals clash in World Cup qualifying action. Join us in Vancouver as the USA battles Canada in World Cup qualifying soccer action. Sunday, TSN.
Husky Challenge Cup goes to the winners of the women's play here. Kapalua International from Hawaii. You'll see the third round tonight at midnight. After Sports Desk, Hale Irwin is going for, I think it's win number 10 this year on the Seniors Tour. Bob Murphy is in contention. You know, at one time, I read something that there is actual curling. They're curling. There are some expatriate Canadians curling in Hawaii. They get together and they curl. Now, you're shaking your head already. Have I dug myself a hole? Was there not a curl?
In Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii.
No, I don't think so, because a few years ago, we actually looked at trying to put a bonspiel into the ice arena on Oahu. I think that's the only one there is.
Well, there's a skating rink there.
Yeah, and looked into it, and as far as I know, there was no stones. We would have to import everything.
Yes, but I mean, my understanding was, like some other places, like Houston, there were expatriate Canadians who got there, scratched the rings in, and curled once a week. You see, I'm looking for the Ford Worlds to go to Hawaii.
We could lobby for that, and maybe we could send some stones over, get them curling, and you never know.
You never know.
Trying to tick.
Okay, Chris. Not in.
Are you two finished with the Hawaii conversation? Or?
Be a little nice to go there about now, but I think we're finished.
Long center guard.
Joanne Sipka.
Shannon will ask for one more out in front. Not in, you heard her say. Put it in the free guard zone area. Stones can be moved or touched, but not removed.
Hard for line 2.
And this is considered the extra advantage for the team that throws first. And this is why often people say the team with last rock don't have as big an advantage with the 4-rock rule. They can't be peeled, or they can be touched and moved.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, the same weight.
Just trying to get them off the center line.
A little more. Whoa, up. What about the back? No. What about the back one? Oops.
Shannon's trying to get it out so that the stone can be replaced.
Yeah, we got to put this back.
It's a penalty if you actually do remove a stone from play, that the team
Wait a minute, like,
can put it back. That's what they're doing.
Okay, and that one was like right kind of beside it like that. Shit, I didn't know.
There's where they were, right there.
Yeah. Oh,
They
maybe
were
a little
trying to
over
tick
this
the
way.
center line rock because it hit the other one. It hit it with too much force.
Yeah.
And that's why Shannon jumped up to sweep her own rock through so that it could come back and be a center line guard.
Pretty good.
Would there have been any advantage at all? I mean, that's the discretion of the skip, correct? Who could put the stone back. Shannon didn't have to. She could have said, if the situation was better, I'll just keep things. Would there be any advantage in leaving that yellow stone out there and staggered?
No, I think the way the red ones are in a better position. That's my opinion anyways.
It's got lots of weight. What number is it? 7. 7? Okay, it's gonna die. Yeah. It's gonna die.
Still 4 foot.
Gotta move. Hard. 4 foot. Hurry, go deep.
No, it's not deep.
Go deep.
Oh, just don't deep.
Aha.
No, that's what we
That's
call.
good. Good shot. It was a 13 though.
Oval up there for you.
Yeah, good call.
I'm not sure in international rules if you can actually have the option. I was reading the rule book, Vic, and I'm not sure you have the option with the 4-rock rule. You have the option in Canadian rules to either leave the rocks the way they are or replace them. The way the rule reads internationally, it does not indicate that option may be there.
I think you're right, Linda. Of course, we do rely on you for the rules. So
Yep.
I'm hoping you haven't made a mistake there.
Okay. Good there.
Sometimes reading the rule book is a little bit like reading a law book, though. You're trying to figure out exactly what the interpretation is supposed to be.
What do you like short?
And the guard.
No, we better go dead buried behind this one. Gotta get 3 behind this.
Yeah, exactly. Shannon
Right here.
Kleibrink
We
trying
don't
to
have to
figure
do
out
that.
some way of
We don't have to go
scoring
behind yet, but we
3
can put
3 to
so much on
tie.
top. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ball the foot against the back of the hat. Good straight positioning. The trunk lifts. Swing from the shoulder. High in the delivery. Nice clean release.
Wait, it's good. Top 12. 39. 39. Hurry. Roll it in. Roll it in.
Whoa.
As she said earlier, Shannon Kleibrink, it's been that kind of afternoon. A lot of little ticks, little rubs that haven't gone her way.
And it's easy to say now, but as I was mentioning, if they weren't the 3 points down, if they tried for their 2 and 9 when we were talking about some tap possibilities, and hindsight, of course, is 20/20, but at this position, she does have a center line guard up, and she had one in the house, and the steal of 2 was looking like a possibility. So that's where those decisions are pretty tough.
12 and a half. Yes. 12 and a half. Hard.
Okay. Back 8. Yeah.
Right next door, John Kawaja, the 3rd for Ed Wernick. Going through his pregame practice. We'll be seeing Wernick against Kevin Martin. We'll also see some of Kerry Burtnick and Jeff Stoughton once this second women's semifinal is over.
The one thing they do for sure in this practice session is really study the stones, Linda. This is where they really find out if, they'll throw them to make sure that they're running the same way, they're sliding the same way. And John Kawaja and that particular team is probably as good as anybody in the game at making sure they understand the running surfaces.
What about this? Hit and roll in front. Yeah. That's a good shot. Go like that. Yep.
Hit and roll.
It's just a 12, okay? No more.
Advantage scoreboard, 6-3 for Kelley Owen-Law, and she also has the last rock here in 10. Marla Geiger.
Yep. Okay, Mar.
Little chance now, Linda, to get around that guard at the face of the red stone.
Freeze to the yellow one.
What she could have done, she could have run off the long center guard. That particular shot.
Kelley could have, yeah.
So that was back 12.
Glennis Bacher.
More line. Yep.
Yeah, stay with it. Hurry.
No, we're not.
Hard.
We're not by.
That caught something. It really took off. That's a shame because there was something on the ice that the stone picked up that made it do that.
Yeah, it picked something for sure. You heard her say, gonna say it picked something.
Oh. How much can you
That's
see,
happened
Mark?
on a number of occasions. The odd running
big
service
half.
sharper than in the next, and as we go through the day, the ice gets a little
You
bit
get the
softer
guard,
through the
that's
game.
fine.
And last night, for example, Dale Dugan threw what I thought was a perfect draw to the forefoot to try and win his game, and halfway down it just caught something, went sideways, and you really feel, gee, I threw it well, and there was Rick Folk, threw a guard that, he's a master of the draw, that he felt he had thrown guard weight and it slipped in too deep and gave Nick Peters a chance to win his game. So there's been a number of that happening, and it's just
Up on the line, guys.
the Curtis feel a little bit it's the stones as opposed to the ice
You got a
surface.
corner. Clean, you got a corner.
Yep.
Shot.
And that'll be it.
Thank you.
That'll run Shannon Kleibrink out of stones as Kelley Owen Law will win 6-3, the final score.
There you go, guys.
And so now she advances to the women's final against Sandra Schmirler, the winner to take home $13,000. And we'll have that for you later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time from here at Sask Place. Earlier today, the men were on the ice at 8 a.m. local time for their quarterfinals. Kevin Martin was a winner over Vic Peters, while Ed Wernick beat Rod Montgomery, a former Saskatchewan provincial champion, 9-1, scoring a 5 in one end. It was Jeff Stoughton a winner, while Kerry Burtnick was a winner over Barry McPhee out of Kamloops. And that sets up, of course, the semifinals that are coming your way after this break. The women's final is set. Kelley Owen Law will play Sandra Schmirler, and the men are up next from the FlexiCoil.
Canadian Amateur Sports is